It's time now for Dowling Catholic High School football, Central Iowa Sports Network. CISN.TV is Iowa's premier source for live-streamed high school football. High school football on CISN.TV is brought to you by Atlantic Bottlers, Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, the Better Business Bureau, G&L Clothing. Now let's go to our CISN.TV team for Dowling Catholic High School football.
Chevy Truck Month at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs. New 18 Equinox, Power Trucks, $224 per month. 0% for 72 months on a huge selection of 17 Silverado and Colorados. It's Truck Month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Chevy Truck.
Final time this season. It's Dowling Catholic hosting Ames, and its playoff inclinations are going to be had tonight, and also senior night. And Dave, you know these kind of nights. 35 seniors for Dowling going to walk across the field here before the game. A very emotional night and a very happy night for their families and the players.
Yeah, absolutely. It is an emotional night because these kids have worked hard for, I was going to say 4 years, but they've worked a lot harder, longer than 4 years. And it kind of comes to an end tonight as far as the official season. So it's a tough night for the seniors.
It certainly is. And John Chotty will be on the Dowling sideline tonight, and Maroons coming off a rare loss during the regular season, losing last week to Ankeny Centennial 22-19. And an interesting week for Coach Wilson. We're going to hear from the Dowling coach here shortly, but obviously a different perspective. The Maroons now have to win tonight to get in the playoffs, as does Ames. So this is an even more important game along with senior night.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's win or go home tonight, and this also will show a character of what a team is made of. And the leadership from the senior class is going to step up and carry the load for the young underclassmen and bring them together. And I'm looking for a great performance out of Dowling tonight and a fast start as well.
Well, it's cleaning up some things. And, Dave, I think sometimes teams get complacent. I'm not saying this team did, but last week you got to credit Ankeny for what they did. Centennial came out, and Jaguars just took it to Dowling, and they stayed with the Maroons throughout the game. Now, the Dowling didn't have that. They were playing some teams where they had the second and third string playing most of the second half. So complacent, yes, but you got to tighten things up, especially when we get towards the playoffs. I think that's what the week of practice was for Dowling.
Well, absolutely. And first of all, Centennial played an excellent football game. They really did. And after watching the film and talking to coaches, there were just some mistakes made as far as the Dowling players, and mental mistakes that coaches don't like. And if you don't go to the right gap, the other team's going to find it. And they found it on 2 plays, and that's all it takes. But I agree with John. I look for Dowling to really bounce back tonight. I don't know if I'd want to play the Maroons after a loss on the last game of the year.
Well, a year ago we were in Ames. John, remember this? And we were up there, and Dowling defeated Ames 66-0. Same type of night. Ames had a win to get in, and the Maroons just handled them very well. And, of course, Dowling went on to win the state title. But I think Dowling's going to probably have that mentality tonight. You're going to see that from the sidelines.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said before, I think they're going to get off to a fast start. We're going to see some things from Dowling that we probably haven't seen all year, different formations, different looks to kind of get a feel what works, what doesn't, going forward in the playoffs. And I think they're going to get back to basics a little bit as well. And we're going to see a lot of Jason Murray tonight, I would expect.
Yeah, that and the other good news, off the injured list, Matt Moore, who was the backup to Jason to start the season. Matt, Dowling senior, broke his ankle in that game, missed the whole season, but tonight he's been cleared, he's been practicing, and Dave, we could see him along with 34 of the seniors in the ball game. That's good news for Dowling getting Matt Moore back.
Oh, absolutely. He's another offensive weapon that the Maroons can use to go with Jason and to go with Blake Clark in his passing game.
Well, as the matchup gets with Ames tonight, Dowling and Ames, kickoff right at 7 o'clock. Gentlemen, what do you see as far as some of the things we don't see? Number one, the Dowling defense. Gave up 2 big runs last week that really decided the ball game, but didn't quit. And you saw that, John. You were on the sideline. You saw the emotion. All of a sudden, they were backs against the wall. They were down 10 with 7.5 minutes left in the game, and the Maroons came back and had a game-tying field goal on the line as the clock ran out.
Well, I think we're going to see a lot more fire in their belly to start the game. Last week, it was complacency at its finest to start the ball game until that fourth quarter when their backs against the wall. I think you're going to see a lot more fire in their belly, and I would expect to see a lot better tackling on the defensive side of the ball as well.
I'm just going to mention that because Mr. Marcoullier, he's more the offensive line guru, and we'll talk more about that. But tackling, Dave, some of the things that I'm sure they saw on film, the kids know, and I know Coach Wilson, he put it back on their seniors, like, hey, you got your final game. I'm going to have a few more as a head coach, but this is your final game. And I think Coach kind of put it on the seniors to, hey, get this thing righted, be more attention to detail. And as John mentioned, you can't be sloppy out there.
No, absolutely. And, the good football teams are going to have good leadership on the field. They actually become the coaches on the field. They're in the huddle, and they're out there, and they're more involved and directly involved. And you know what? These seniors are good kids, and they'll step up and get the job done.
Now the offensive line question for you. Last week, we didn't see Jason Murray get to the secondary. Ankeny linebackers were all over Dowling's offensive line, causing havoc. Credit to them. Centennial did a great job. But for the Maroons to get their offensive line back in where it needs to be, playoff shape, and hopefully that's the case, what do they have to adjust if you're the offensive line coach? Oh, by the way, you can play Jim Williams or you can play the coaching staff. What do you think they have to do?
You know what they have to adjust, Mark, to be honest with you?
Yeah.
The mental aspect of the game. They have to know their assignments, and they have to execute with good fundamentals. And I'm sure they worked on that. I know they worked on that a lot this week, but it's basically know your assignment and get the job done.
All right, one final thing before in this segment here on the pregame show, Dowling and Ames tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. John, I look at the Dowling defense. All year they've had 5 interceptions and they recovered 5 fumbles. They've caused 10 turnovers, and here we are in week 9. Now last year that number was up to about 17, and I know that at times that's great, but forcing more turnovers, I know they've been pretty stellar throughout most of the year, but forcing turnovers might be a key against Ames. They forced about 5 turnovers last year against Little Cyclones.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense needs to get off to a quick start, and I think one of the keys to that is forcing some early turnovers. And this is the final chapter of the final season. How do you want your story to end? Do you want to go off with a bang into the playoffs, or do you want to go home? And I don't think anybody wants to go home. So you're going to see a lot of fire in the belly of the defense, and I think they're going to come out and they're going to play downhill.
One final segment, Dave, I got to throw it back to you. Ames, Joe Evans, outstanding quarterback. He's thrown for over 2,000 yards, and he's rushed for quite a he leads their offense, but he's also their leading tackler on defense. You don't see that a whole lot in 4A, and he doesn't play. He plays linebacker, but he doesn't play every series because obviously he's going 2 ways, but you don't see that too often in Class 4A. Joe Evans, number 7, the Ames quarterback, he brings that a very distinctive nature to the game tonight.
Well, you only see that at Iowa State, Mark.
Good point.
That's the only place. But Joe Evans is an outstanding quarterback, and you know what? Dowling has seen a lot of good quarterbacks this year. Lincoln, Milwaukee's quarterback, they've seen a lot. So this will not be anything new to them. They got to contain them.
All right. It's senior night here at Valley Stadium. Dowling taking on Ames, the final regular season game. Playoff inclinations going on right now. The winner of this game goes to the playoffs next week. The loser, more than likely out. And we'll have more pregame as we return. We'll have head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. I caught up with him earlier this week, and we'll visit with the head coach of Dowling Catholic following the loss last week to Centennial here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. For John Chido, Dave Marcoullier, I'm Mark Amadale, back after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history. This
Here's
is
to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa. Why do
I opened the hearing clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience. If you have trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation, what are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
And welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale now visiting with head coach Tom Wilson as Dowling hosts Ames tonight here at Valley Stadium on senior night for Dowling Catholic. And Coach Wilson, thanks for joining us here tonight.
Thank you, Mark.
Coach, hard to believe, week 9 of the high school football season, regular season comes to an end. Playoffs begin next Friday. Has it been a quick season, or am I just misjudging everything?
No, it's been very quick, and you try to explain that to the players that it's going to be gone at the blink of an eye, and now they start realizing how quickly it will go. So it seems like as the years pass, it goes faster and faster.
It certainly does, and we haven't done this too often, Coach, but this is only the third time in like 50-some games where you're coming off a loss. And congratulations to Centennial last week. They knocked Dowling out 22-19, and that'd be a real interesting week of practice for you this week. A game in which you led 12-7, and then all of a sudden, a matter of about 4 plays, 2 touchdowns scored, and Ankeny Centennial has a lead, and you're playing catch-up. That hasn't happened too often.
It hasn't, fortunately, but we kind of got what we deserved last week. We just didn't execute on our end, and I thought Centennial played very well, and we have to tackle better. We have to sustain things better. I think we had like 4 drives inside their 35. Came away with nothing on that. So, that's bothersome. But we just have to regroup, and everything is in front of us right now. And we can sit there and dwell on the past, but we've chosen not to. And we took this week to try to get our team better. And we'll see what we can do tonight.
Well, it's an exciting game all the way around. You guys dominated the first half, 2 big scores. Charlie Johnson getting loose for 72 yards, and Sam Mangoli, a 29-yard catch from Blake Clark, who threw for 3 touchdowns in the loss. But offensively, that first half, you looked great. You gave up a late touchdown to Centennial before the half, and you go into halftime leading 12-7. We heard your comments with John Chido at halftime, but what did you talk to the team about at halftime, and what adjustments were made?
I just had a feeling that it's a 4-quarter game. I mean, we had our way with it for the most part, but you've got to take advantage of your opportunities, and that's really what we talked about. And obviously, we had some X and O things that we had to discuss and some adjustments that we were trying to make. But some of them worked, some of them didn't. But I've said many, many times this game comes down to blocking and tackling, and I don't think in the end that we did that well enough, and Centennial did it better. Therefore, they get the win.
But, Coach, you battle all the way to the end. You had an opportunity to tie it, send it in overtime with a late kick by Riley Schmidt of 43 yards, and a kick that he hit. I mean, it was long enough, but it just was wide of the upright. So you had an opportunity there. But 2 big touchdown runs, 79 yards, 73 runs by Centennial. And there was a matter of, I think it was on the first and maybe a second play for the other. So a matter of 3 or 4 plays, you give up 2 big runs.
Oh, we did, and that's not something that's happened to us a ton. Really, it was more mental mistakes as anything else, and a missed tackle, which was tough. I think on the bright side, for us to get in position for that field goal, we executed pretty well in our hurry, and we were able to march it down the field to get us into position. But and we missed the field goal. But it's like I told Riley, there's so many times in that game where we didn't capitalize, and it didn't all come down to that field goal. But there's a lot of things in the course of a game, but it gets magnified on Riley, and I wanted him to realize that a lot of things happen in a ball game, and he's going to have to make a big tick for us before it's all said and done.
This is with head coach Tom Wilson before tonight's game. Dowling and Ames here at Valley Stadium. Kickoff right at 7 o'clock. And, Coach, last week against Centennial, you talk about making other teams one-dimensional, and Centennial completed 1 pass in that contest. You dominated the statistics.
But I think you've already talked about a little bit the little things that go on. It might be a scheme, might be an unfortunate turnover. Can you bounce back from that? You did a lot of things right, but sometimes you just got to credit the other team. And that time, Coach Pizzetti and his crew probably did a better job. But a lot of things you dominated. So there's a positive to take out of this loss.
Oh, there were. And, as I think back and then as we talk to the kids, I mean, timing is everything. I think we ended up, the 2 turnovers we talked about. We're near the red zone one time when we dropped the pitch. The other time we just get a big first down, a big run, then we fumble. And really, I think we had 5 penalties in that game, 4 or 5 penalties in the ball game, but 2 of them were very timely where we had a chance to really take control of the game and then penalties take us out of any field position that we had. So, again, timing is everything. You create your own opportunities. Centennial created theirs. We created some of our problems with Centennial's help and the results in the books.
And finally, Coach, in this segment, the character of a team is determined how well they compete. You got down 10 with 7.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You're down 10 points, and your team makes a comeback. And that's something they haven't been used to in a long time, maybe going back to a year ago to the Valley loss. And they competed. So maybe you saw a different side of your team, even though some of the situations that got them there weren't very good. They competed till the end.
We did, and part of the emphasis is we can't be light switch guys that all of a sudden, okay, we feel like we're in danger, so now we've got more in the tank, so now we have to turn it on. I mean, there's so many things before that, but you're right. We put ourselves in position, and we just didn't capitalize on it, and hopefully it's something that we learn from and realize that, that target's bigger than ever, and I think our kids realize it, but sometimes you take it for granted. But then again, I don't want to take anything away from Centennial because I thought they had a tremendous plan. As you mentioned, the yardage part of it, I mean, I think we had 480 yards and only scored 19 points, and that's on us. And hopefully we can rebound and do some things that reflect our goals, but we got to take it one step at a time, and really the first step's tonight.
Head coach Tom Wilson is my guest here in the pregame show. It's Dowling and Ames from Valley Stadium. Tonight it's senior night for Dowling Catholic. This is Mark Hamadale. I'll return with head coach Tom Wilson, talk about tonight's opponent, the Ames Little Cyclones, here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Okay, ladies, it's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives.
With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
We've enjoyed them immensely. There's some great kids. Obviously, those that play all the time get a lot of notoriety, but there's a lot of kids that have been with us in the program, don't play all the time, but boy, they're loyal to their teammates, they're loyal to us, and they're loyal to Dowling Catholic and the football program. So all of them very special in their own right, and as you mentioned, probably an emotional night for some of the parents and even some of the players, but great group of kids.
And no question, Coach, you look back, and I think of when my own son walked across the field a year ago, you were going through this with your son, Ben, who's now at Iowa State. You look back, and some of these kids, they might end up somewhere else. They might have played a lot longer, maybe been a 2 or 3 year starter. But you come to Dowling, and some of these kids have been a senior year starter. I wouldn't call it, you can call it a system if you want, but they put their time in and knowing they'll be rewarded at the end. And I think you and the coaching staff here at Dowling recognize that and recognize developing players, especially in recognizing their senior year.
Oh, we sure try, and as you mentioned, there's a lot of kids that have put in a lot of time and effort, and you know, some of the unsung heroes are the guys that do that and don't see the field all the time. But you know, it takes a lot of time and effort in our program, and you know, they recognize that, and hopefully they're learning lessons that's going to benefit them from not only right now but for years to come. But as we mentioned, a great group of kids, a lot of character, a lot of fun to be around.
One of the young men is two of them are Tom Deary and Zach Ross. They're both seniors. They're both injured, will not play, but they'll walk across the field with their with the Dowling team tonight. And I know they're special people because they're not available to play tonight. Matt Moore, another senior, is available to play, and you might see some limited action, and he's coming off that broken ankle in week 1. So those are some of the kids that have been in the rotation, but yet have had to sit on the sidelines holding crutches, and you don't like seeing that.
Not at all. And the Zach Ross, you know, my heart still sinks when I start thinking about that. He's I've never coached a better offensive lineman than Zach Ross. He's going to Iowa State. He's going to have a tremendous career. Obviously, that had an impact on our football team. Even
right up where Greg Hagan, the center, Mitch Goff, and Adam Kroll, the guards are for Dowling Catholic. Dave on a first down.
Nice block by Greg Hagan that time. They blocked back. Mitch Goff pulled. And Murray ran right behind him. Nice run.
Gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Dowling with 2 receivers right and 1 in the left. Jason Murray in the backfield. And here's a handoff. Murray wants to go right side. Makes a move across the 30. Gets outside the numbers, 35. Still on his feet. And finally hit and dropped the 38-yard line. But not before picking up 12 yards, Dave. And a first down, Dowling Catholic.
A very nice run. Nice blocking by the offensive line. They offensive line wants to show that they're a little bit better than they were last week. That time that play was designed to go actually inside a little bit, but Murray popped it out and found a nice hole.
Charlie Nank, Mitch Goff, Greg Hagan, Adam Kroll, and Jesse Alger are the offensive line. Handoff goes to Jason Murray, and he's in the secondary, and he's going to be wrapped up in Ames territory at the Little Cyclone 23-yard line. Nice move by Jason Murray and a nice hole by the offensive line, who I just mentioned.
And the gentleman you talked about in the pregame show, Levi Hummel, got a very nice block, and Murray read him, and nice. We have an injury, Mark.
Yeah, Jesse Alger, number 79, the injured Dowling player. That happened in the back at the line of scrimmage, which was the 38-yard line of Dowling. And Alger's down. It looks like he's favoring that left leg. So this could be interesting how this all transpires as the medical staff out there. John Chido is on the Dowling sideline tonight. And, John, give us an update.
You don't want to see this early in the ball game. You don't want to see it at any time, for that matter. But Jesse has looked like he's holding his knee here, and he's down. Their doctors are checking him over. He's not moving very well yet. So hopefully Jesse's going to be all right.
All right, we're going to take a break here on Iowa Catholic Radio. We'll take a 1-minute break with the no score, Dowling and Ames. The first series here with 11:10 remaining in the first quarter. Injury to Jesse Alger, Dowling's right tackle. And we'll return after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Chevy Truck Month at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs. New 18 Equinox, Power Trucks, $224 per month. 0% for 72 months on a huge selection of 17 Silverado and Colorados. It's Truck Month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong...
Here At Valley Stadium, out of the injury timeout, as Dowling right tackle Jesse Alger was injured, and while we were away, one play was run. Dowling got to get the ball to the 19-yard line, gain of 4 by Jason Murray. He gets a handoff from the Ames 19, and just goes right up the gut again, got outside the left tackle, Dave, and went down inside the 10. They're going to spot him at the 9-yard line, a pickup at 10, and 1st and goal Maroons. And Jason Murray has carried the ball 6 straight times for the Maroons.
And Dowling is really going in the hurry-up offense, and there goes Jason Murray into the end zone, Mark.
Murray gets outside left tackle, touchdown. He's in the Bozen red zone. That didn't last long. Touchdown Maroons. Bozen the florist, our sponsor of our red zone, and Jason Murray gives Dowling a 6-0 lead with 10 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Dowling takes the opening kickoff, and the Maroons go 80 yards on 6 plays, capped off by Jason Murray's 9-yard run for the score. Now the extra point by Riley Schmidt for the Maroons. The holder is Blake Clark. And the extra point is up and good. Timeout on the field. Dowling 7 and Ames nothing. Back after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
At Valley Stadium, Dowling on the kickoff, and the return by Ames up to the 19-yard line. That's where the Little Cyclones will take over 1st and 10 from their own 19. Mark Amadeo, Dave Marcoullier, and John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Johnny, Dowling scoring in that last drive, 6 plays, 80 yards, and Jason Murray carried the ball all 6 times.
Well, it looks like Dowling's coming out to make a statement, and they want to control the line of scrimmage, which they did. 6 plays, all Jason Murray, a lot of blast, stretch runs, 2 back, and was able to get in the end zone.
Yeah, 39-yard run was a big run by Murray. Now back to throw is Ames with the football. Joe Evans is the quarterback, and he runs in the pocket, which was the 19-yard line of Ames, and kind of scampers out of it, Dave. Everybody was covered downfield. Good job by the Dowling defense, and Evans picks up a couple yards. They're going to spot him at the 23, actually a gain of 4.
Evans felt some pressure coming from the outside, so he elected to run up the middle. Jack Keel was there to make the tackle after about, 3-4 yards, Mark.
Yeah, Martrell Davis in the backfield. He gets a handoff, and he gets it up to the 25-yard line on the handoff as they hand it off to him. It's Evans and Martrell Davis in the backfield. Four wide receivers for Ames. Will Craffle, Gabe Ante, Tyler Doyle, and Tynan Shahidi. They go without a tight end. Offensive line, Peter Woodruff, Jake Smith, Chris Foles, Sam Stuvey, and Brady Woodsmall. Back to throw. Evans slips out of a tackle, and he's got the first down up near the 30, and he slides forward up to the 33-yard line. And that's a pickup of 10. Again, well covered by the Dowling defense as far as the secondary, Dave. No one in the pass to, but Evans picks up 10 on a scramble.
Yeah, and Dowling's front 4 are getting a nice rush, good penetration on them, and forcing them to run up the middle. Linebackers were there. Drake Ruprecht made the tackle, Mark.
All right, here's a first down for Ames out of the shotgun. His quarterback, Joe Evans, fires to the right side of the formation. Pass is incomplete. His intended receiver that time was Will Craffle, and he was well covered by the Maroons, overthrown on the pass by Evans.
Schmidt on the coverage there, and he overthrew him a little bit. He's lucky that ball wasn't an interception because there were some Maroons back there.
Okay, line of scrimmage is the Ames 34. Dowling leads it 7-0. 9 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoullier, and John Chido on the broadcast night. Evans back to throw, and he will throw, but he leads his receiver coming out of the backfield a little too much. The pass is incomplete. and a good job by the Maroons. Again, containment downfield, done very well. This time they tried to get a back out of the backfield, Dave, and a little bubble pass.
Yeah, this is the second play. Nate Collins has played an integral part in the first one. Earlier, he made the tackle. Now he put a lot of pressure on Evans and forced him to throw that ball incomplete.
3rd and 10 Ames from their own 34-yard line. Back to throw Evans. Sets up in the pocket, fires the ball down the near sideline, and the pass is, well, it's intercepted out of bounds by Brandon Wechter, and are they going to rule it out of bounds? I think they did. So it'll bring up 4th and 10 now for the Little Cyclones.
Again, front four putting a lot of pressure. They're really coming off the ball well. John Wagner bull rushing right through his man, taking him back into Evans. Evans had to throw that ball when he did.
35 seniors tonight for Dowling Catholic. Been dressed all year, and big series stop that time for the Maroon defense. Punting from the 34-yard line is Josiah Ingleton. He stands at his own 20-yard line, back deep for Dowling, Marcus Miller. And Ingleton gets it away. It's a high end-over-end kick. Miller from his own 25. And he'll return it down the near sideline, and he's stacked up and gets it up to the 27-yard line. That's where Dowling will take over, 1st and 10. From their own 27-yard line, Dowling leading 7-0. 8:39 remaining here in the first quarter. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That is where John Chido is at tonight. John?
Well, that's a great defensive series to start the ball game. Ames was able to get 1 first down. That quarterback did a nice job scrambling and breaking the pocket, but Dowling buckled down, was able to force him to go 3 and out, and Dowling's ready to start their second series here.
Yeah, no question. And the secondary coverage by the Maroons done very well. And Evans had nowhere to throw. Now the Dowling offense on the field. And Clark, the Dowling quarterback, hands it off to Jason Murray, and he just slides right up the gut from his own 27-yard line, carries tacklers up to the 33. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4 and a 6-yard gain.
And he went to the left with Alger out, look for the Maroons to focus a little bit more behind Nank and Goff over on that left side. With Alger's injury, Mark, what Dowling did is they moved Adam Kroll, number 70, to tackle, and Adam Topping came in and is playing guard.
All right, here is a snap by Dowling, but penalty flag's down. And the referee holds up play here as we'll get the call from our official tonight.
Dead ball. False start. Offense.
False start on Dowling Catholic. And they're going to call it on John Wagner, the Dowling tight end, as they identify the numbers now in high school football. So penalty against the Maroons. They'll move them back 5 yards, back to where they started at the back to the 29-yard line. They started at the 27. So it'll bring up 2nd down for the Maroons, 2nd and 8. Clark back to throw on 1st down, fires the ball out, caught by Sam Ngoli, and he's near a 1st down. Matter of fact, they'll stop the clock as he's down right at the 38-yard line. That's where he needed to get, Dave, actually to the 37. It's a 1st down Maroons.
Nice route by Sam on a slant there. Blake Clark faked to Jason Murray, pulled up and hit Sam perfect.
Hand off Jason Murray again, left side, and loses the football, and it's kicked back to the 35-yard line, and the Little Cyclones have it. Murray had the ball, and the indication given to Ames has the football.
Boy, and I tell you, he was a couple steps from going all the way on that one, but that ball, when it was hit, Mark, if you notice, it went about 10 yards back, and they still haven't indicated who got the ball. They're conferring down there.
The ball's at the 34-yard line. If
they don't know.
And the officials are getting together. They saw the ball pop loose. Jason got up to about the 43-yard line. Then all of a sudden you see the ball scoot back and the scramble for it. And the referees are going to say, was he down? I think that's what the indication is. Was he down or was it a live football? And we'll get the call here from our referee tonight.
Illegal participation. 12 man did not leave the field before the snap. 15 yards from the previous spot.
Oh, boy.
That'll be a 1st down.
That is against Ames. The penalty, illegal participation, 12 men on the field while that play went on, and Dowling fumbled the ball and lost it. The Maroons are going to get a 1st down and 15 more yards here, Dave.
Yeah,
wow.
I hate to say this, but he pulled an Aaron Rodgers. You know, when you see that, snap the ball. But Dowling, Mark, they're going to hurry up. They're ready to go again.
From the Ames 47-yard line, Clark, the handoff near side of Jason Murray, turns the corner, and he slides his way down to the 46-yard line for maybe a yard as he tried to get outside the numbers that time, Dave. A little bit too much east-west. They're going to spot him at the 45.
Yeah, Adam and Adam over on the right, Kroll and Topping, have a couple big tackles to block.
Hand off Murray, and he gets the ball down to the 40-yard line. He'll pick up 5 yards as they go over left guard and tackle. That's where Mitch Goff and Charlie Nankar on the left side of the Dowling offensive line, led by center Greg Hagan. Gets it down to the 39, gain of 6.
Well, Dowling's lost over 100 pounds per player on the right side, and that's a lot of weight.
Here's a handoff. Jason Murray right up the gut over center Greg Hagan. Penalty flag down, and so is Jason Murray for Dowling. Murray down to the 29 of Ames with a penalty on the back end, a 10-yard gain for Jason.
I think that's going to be a face mask on Ames, Mark.
Well, they'll add more yardage to this, and we'll pick up the referee's mic.
5 yards. On the defense, number 12. 5 yards from the end of the run.
That's Hosea Ingleton, who's also the kicker. That's a 5-yard face mask. There's a discrepancy. You can either have a 5 or a 15 in high school, and the penalty was a 5-yard face mask. So Dowling with a first down at the Ames 24-yard line. Hand off once again to Murray, and he's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 as the Ames defense comes into the play.
Sometimes you got to tell it like it is, Mark. And Cal Wild for Ames just blew up Dowling's line there. He shot the gap. He's 6'3", 250 pounds. He shot that big gap and was in the backfield instantly and threw Murray for about a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, 2nd and 11. They do spot it for a loss. Pistol formation now for the Maroons as John Schmidt goes in motion. He gets the pass left side, gets outside the numbers, inside the 20, inside the 15, scampers down the far boundary, and he's out of bounds right at the 11-yard line for a pickup, Dave, of 14 yards and a Dowling first down.
They're going to get Dowling for holding here. One of the receivers was holding on the outside, Mark.
So
too bad because Sam got a nice block further on downfield, but this is coming back.
11-yard reception for John Schmidt. And this will come back, as you mentioned, the penalty against Dowling. They'll mark it off from the spot of the penalty, 10 yards. Let's go down to the we'll keep it right here. And, yeah, that's not a good sign with as we all, I don't know if we get a shot of this, but on the camera to the left here, they're taking off Jesse Alger to on a stretcher, and that's not a good sign, Dave.
No, it isn't, and we're pretty certain by the way the doctors were looking that it's his knee, and I think they knew something was wrong right away because it didn't take him very long to get him off the field and get him on that stretcher.
All right, back to throw is Blake Clark. Fires downfield. The ball is caught by Sam Ngoli into the end zone. Touchdown. He beat his man on the near side. Ngoli hauls it in from 37 yards just inside the Bozeman red zone once again. And Blake Clark, another beautifully thrown ball, Dave, into the wind. It was held up a little bit, but Ngoli got underneath it.
Yeah, we see that same play about every week, Mark, and Sam runs a great route, and Blake Clark, so poised, relaxed in the pocket, just floats that ball in there perfect.
Once again, inside the Bozeman red zone. Brought to you by Bozeman the Florist. 515-244-ROSE. The extra point is up and good. Timeout on the field. It's Dowling leading 14 to nothing Maroons with 5:59 remaining first quarter. Back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
I opened the hearing clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience. If you have trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation, what are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium as a kickoff by the Maroons, returned by Ames up near the 20-yard line as Ryan Adam on the stop on the special teams for Dowling Catholic. Maroons lead it 14-0. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline. John gives an update about Dowling right tackle Jesse Alger, who was injured earlier.
It was his ankle, Mark, and I was able to see the video playback from one of the coaches on the sideline. It looked like he got his ankle rolled up on and hurt a pop, so they're going to take him for x-rays, and he's in a lot of pain. So obviously he's not going to be back tonight, and hopefully we can get him back in the future, and it's nothing too serious.
All right, John, appreciate that report. Jesse Alger, the Dowling right tackle, out for apparently the rest of this game. On first down, Ames Little Cyclones have the ball from their own 20-yard line, and they hand it off to their tailback. That's Martrell Davis on the carry for a short gain. Dave?
Craig Hauser in on the tackle that time, Mark. And Ames is ready to go.
Yeah, they're going hurry up too in their own right, if you will. Back to throw is quarterback Joe Evans, fires the ball downfield. The pass is caught, and that is Will Crapful on the reception. He's a leading receiver with 8 touchdowns on this Ames team. Crapful wearing number 2, and he's shy of the first down, hauled down right at Dave. It looks like the 27-yard line.
Drake Rupek on the coverage, Mark, and he really did a nice job. Came up, made a nice tackle, and that's something that Dowling needs to improve tonight as they're tackling.
All right, 3rd and 4 Ames. They look to the right side. The pass is knocked down and incomplete. Great job that time by the Dowling defender, and that's Drake Ruprecht, who knocked it away from the receiver, Crapful, and that'll bring up 4th down. Outstanding play by Drake.
That's his 3rd big play tonight. That young man's having a good game, Mark. Nice job, Drake.
All right, it's 4th and 3 now for the Little Cyclones of Ames. Their punter is also their place kicker.
Boy, that didn't take long for Ames to run those 3 plays, and they turn it right back over the Maroons. Exactly what they did not want to do.
All right, here is Ingleton and gets the punt away, and it's a high end over end kick, and it's fielded by Marcus Miller at the 30, at the 40, and he turns up field and twists up the 46-yard line, and that's where Dowling will have it 1st and 10. With 4:49 remaining here in the first quarter, Dowling leading 14-0 on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Okay, ladies, it's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives.
With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family.
Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
At Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Impala, Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs, Sonic and Spark LSs, new Chevy Spark, Power Punch, 11,980, new 18 Equinox, Power Punch, $224 per month. It's Truck Month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Chevy Truck Month at Schottenkirk.
All right, Blake Clark back to throw for Dowling Catholic. Fires in the end zone towards Sam and goal, and he underthrew him, incomplete. As Dowling leading 14-0, 3:24 remaining here in the first quarter. Mark Amadeo, Dave Marcoule, and John Chido. And the injured Ames player while we were away, Dave, was number
39, Brandon Cable, Mark.
And he was helped off. So Dowling's already lost Alger at right tackle, and Cable now out for Ames. It brings up 2nd and 10 Maroons.
Also, Mark, it's good to see Matt Moore back in there. Matt has been out for the season, but he's back in at running back.
And Blake Clark has Moore to his left. Long count by Clark, and he's going to run the quarterback draw, and he's tripped up. I think he might have tripped over a lineman. He slides down to the 41-yard line.
That was Mitch Goff who he tripped over. I think Mitch was trying to pull outside, and he was unable to do so. And they got all tangled up, Mark, and not a pretty play.
No, it wasn't, and you'll hear about that. John Chido's on the Dowling sideline, and we'll go down to John after this play. The Maroons will send out 2 receivers left, and that is Anthony Capola, number 82 at the top of your screen. Clark out of the shotgun. 3rd and 10 Dowling with just under 3 minutes remaining first quarter. Back to throw is Blake. Fires the ball out, and the pass is caught. Nice catch that time by Matt Moore, and he's loose. He's in the secondary of Ames at the 20. Breaks the tackle to 15, and finally wrestled down inside the 13. How about that play on senior night by Matt Moore? First down Maroons. And it didn't look pretty, but it was sure exciting, Dave.
Yeah, is it good to have Matt Moore back or what? Nice job by Matt. I tell you, Ngoli ran off 2 defenders. Matt tapped the ball and made a nice run for a big first down.
28-yard reception, first down Maroons. Matt Moore will check out, and Jason Murray will check in along with John Schmidt in the backfield. So both Dowling running backs in the lineup. And here's a inside handoff, actually a shovel pass, and that goes to Schmidt, and John carries tacklers down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line on a 4-yard gain. So they run the shovel pass with 2 receivers in there. Quarterback Blake Clark, shovel pass with his left hand to John Schmidt, the Dowling running back.
Nice play by Dowling Catholic. That's the first time we've seen that play all year, as you called, Mark, to John Schmidt. Picked up about 4 yards on that play.
All right, 2nd down and 6. Minute 45 remaining. The game clock running here in the first quarter. Apologize for some technical delays we had on Iowa Catholic Radio. Handoff goes to Jason Murray, and he's inside the Bozeman red zone. Inside the 10, they're going to spot him. Forward progress down to the 7-yard line gain. Dave, a gain of 7.
Jason on the left side again behind Nank and Goff. I think he wanted to try and pop that out, and he saw a lot of green out there, but he was unable to do so. Ames did a nice job holding on, making the tackle. He only picked up about 2 yards on that.
So bring up 3rd down and 4. Dowling can get a first down inside the 3-yard line of Ames. Maroons are in the Bozeman red zone right now. Brought to you by Bozeman the Florist. Now Clark out of the shotgun. He's got 2 running backs with him. Fakes the handoff to Murray. Fires left side. Pass is caught. Touchdown. Touchdown Dowling Catholic. That is John Schmidt, who actually was a receiver to the left of the formation, Dave. He just kind of snuck out there, and nobody from the Ames defense picked him up. And the Maroons are up 20-0 with 55 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
The Ames linebacker and cornerback are looking at each other, trying to figure out which one was supposed to cover him, but he was wide open, Mark.
So John Schmidt on a 7-yard reception from quarterback Blake Clark. Extra point by Riley Schmidt. And his extra point is up, and it is good. So Dowling leads at 21-0, 55 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A timeout on the field. We'll be back in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse-style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing plans.
Other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other...
Here at Valley Stadium, Dowling leading 21-0. The Maroons on a 7-yard touchdown reception from John Schmidt from quarterback Blake Clark. That's his second touchdown pass of the night. And the Maroons with the lead, 21-0. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's where John Chido is at. John?
Well, that drive was capped off by a John Schmidt completion out of the backfield. And when you have Jason Murray and John Smith both, you have to honor both of them. And they lost track of John Smith, but great blocking up front by the Dowling offensive line.
Yeah, it certainly was, and they're going to have to do it tonight without Jesse Alger, who was injured in the first series, and now Ames from their own 35-yard line, Dave. They run the
they ran a little option there,
and they lost yardage on it.
Marcus Miller came up and really made a nice tackle.
That was Davis on the carry. Martrell Davis, so a loss of 2 back to the 33. And now Evans, handoff Davis once again. Slips out of one tackle, but gets through another, and he falls forward to the 35-yard line before he's brought down there.
And there is a flag down, maybe holding on Ames.
I saw that go down late as the ball carrier went down. We'll see what that's all about. I want to thank tonight's supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio here on Iowa Catholic Radio, and they include Northwest Bank, Board and Arrows Pizza, celebrating their 40th anniversary, Lichtag Family Dentistry, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and To Me and Sons, along with Steve DeVinny at Raymond James. Our thanks to our supporters. And now, as you mentioned, Dave, holding the indication by the referee as a mark off the penalty against Ames.
Yep, a little holding down inside of the interior part of the Ames line. That's something Ames cannot afford to do with 2nd and 22. 20 seconds left in the quarter, Mark.
Yep, back to the 23-yard line is where Ames is penalized. So they got to get past the 45 for a first down. As Dave mentioned, 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Ames with the win at their back. And now Evans on a quarterback draw for the Little Cyclones. Joe Evans finally tripped up and shoestring tackle right at the 32-yard line. He'll fall to the 34-yard, and he'll pick up 11 of those penalty yards.
Yeah, very nice play on that by Mitch Riggs. Playing off a block and making the tackle, or he would have picked up quite a few more yards, Mark.
And that is the end of the first quarter here at Valley Stadium on senior night for Dowling Catholic. 35 seniors recognized. And we'll take a break. Dowling 21, Ames nothing here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community. You want to get stronger.
When people visit the Lodge of Ashworth, they fall in love with our grounds. They're impressed with our dining room, but it is our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites that attract the most attention. With bay windows, full kitchens, large walk-in closets, and modern appliances, the Lodge feels like home. We have suites move-in ready, or we will help you customize. Create a home office, media room, or bedroom for visiting friends or family. Call us today for a private tour and ask about our flexible pricing plans.
At Valley Stadium, as out of the timeout, Ames runs the play as we begin the second quarter. A little bubble screen to left of the formation. Crapple with the catch, but shy of the first down as he's brought down short, Dave, on that reception.
Well, Ames is trying to block Marcus Miller with an offensive tackle at 250-some pounds, and He's not going to get that done. Marcus is just too quick, came up, made a nice tackle.
7-yard gain, but it's 4th down Ames, 4th and 4 from the Little Cyclone 41-yard line. Hosea Ingleton back to punt back at his own 27-yard line. Marcus Miller back deep for Dowling right around the 29-yard line. Here's the punt, and Miller sees it go towards the far sideline. He'll let it go out of bounds, and Dowling will take over 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line here in the second quarter as Dowling leads at 21-0. The Dowling offense set to go on the field. Let's go down on the field to the sidelines. That's where John Chido is at tonight. John?
Well, the one thing I've noticed, Coach and Mark, is the intensity level is a lot better than it was last week. I mean, everybody's involved in this ball game. A higher intensity level. The tackling's been better. Getting off blocks been better. And the line of scrimmage has been controlled by Dowling.
Yeah, that's a good point, John. And Dowling's done it, Dave, with the loss of Alger in that first series. They've really stepped it up. You mentioned the kids that had to step up earlier.
Yeah, Adam Topping and Adam Kroll in there, and so far they're getting the job done, Mark.
All right, on 1st down, Dowling from their own 13-yard line, and they hand off to Murray, and he goes right up the gut to right around the 14-yard line for a gain of 1. Ames defense stiffening right there. Max Getters, Cal Wild, Marshawn Smith, and Keem Mosley up front. Linebackers are Joe Evans, Christian Griffin, and Brandon Cable. Cornerbacks, Jared Braun and Bernard Bell Jr. And the safeties, Gabe Ante and Hosea Ingleton. So it's 2nd down and 9, and here is a handoff, and that is Dowling with the ball up to the 20-yard line. On the handoff from quarterback Blake Clark is Matt Moore, who's in there. So it's Matt Moore, John Schmidt, and Jason Murray. We've seen 3 running backs, as we thought we would all season, but Moore coming off that busted ankle he suffered in week 1. He's back and rolling tonight.
Yeah, and it's good to see Matt back, and of course the crowd recognized him, and they saw him as soon as he took the field. So it's great to have Matt back in there.
Certainly is, and he picks up 6 yards on the carry, so it brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 2. Maroons on their own 20-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Toss play, left side, and that is Jason Murray. He gets outside the numbers, 1st down and more. Still on his feet, 35, breaks a tackle up to the 40-yard line before he's brought down at the 41. 21-yard gain by Jason Murray. And last week, Dave, about 30 yards further downfield, Jason fumbled the ball in the exchange from Blake Clark, his quarterback. And Jason, he fumbled the ball, and that's where Centennial took over, and they took it downfield.
Right. Another thing I've noticed tonight, Dowling's receivers are really blocking well. Jack Keel, nice job downfield blocking that play.
All right, 1st down from the 41, handoff Murray. Right up the gut he goes, up to the 43-yard line to pick up a 2. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Maroons. Dowling leading 21-0 as we approach the 10-minute mark here in the second quarter from Valley Stadium. Glad you could join us. We simulcast tonight on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoullier, and John Chido here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Here's a toss play. Jason Murray down the near sideline, breaks a tackle, and finally brought down inside the 40 of Ames. They're going to mark him down at the 37. Nice run that time by Murray.
Very nice run by Jason. Again, nice blocking on the left side of the line and by the receivers downfield, allowing Jason to pick up that yardage. John Schmidt now in at running back for the Maroons.
So gain of 16 and a 1st down for the Maroons. And now Clark on the handoff again. This is to John Schmidt, who has come in to replace Jason Murray. And he's near a 1st down. They're going to stop the clock right at the 25-yard line. And a nice gain that time by Schmidt.
Well, Charlie Nank, a sophomore, blocking down at the left tackle position, opening up a hole.
And the Maroons hurry up offense from the 25. They hand off right up the gut. And that is John Schmidt again, and he's down to the 16-yard line to pick up at 9.
Well, Nank and Goff again blocking down, and Schmidt cut that back actually a little bit and found the hole inside.
And now the Maroons back on the ground. They throw it in the end zone, rather. A touchdown Dowling in the far corner of the end zone as they're inside the red zone, Dave. And a beautiful pass thrown by the Maroons. Catching the ball is Charlie Johnson. He caught a touchdown pass last week, but this week he didn't have as far to run.
Well, in pregame, we talked about how Ames quarterback Joe Evans is also a defensive player.
That's right.
He came in and did he put a shot on Blake Clark. I'm not sure how Blake got rid of that ball, but Evans really came down, and then he helped them up, Mark, and they went out arm in arm. It's good to see.
Extra point by Riley Schmidt for Dowling is up and good, and the Maroons now lead it 28-0. Blake Clark now for Dowling has thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Jason Murray's run for 1, and Dowling leads it by the score of 28-0. We'll take a timeout and be back. You're listening to Dowling Catholic Football on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Okay, ladies, it's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives.
With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family.
Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
A strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong
Here at Valley Stadium, Dowling going 8 plays, 87 yards, capped off by a Charlie Johnson 16-yard pass from quarterback Blake Clark for a touchdown. That's Johnson's second touchdown of the year. Dowling leads at 28-0 with 9:12 remaining. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That is where John Chido is at. John?
Mark and Dave, we're seeing a lot of different things from Dowling tonight on that drive. We saw a lot of Jason Murray, then mixed with John Smith on that pitch play to Murray 3 times in a row, and then Smith up the middle, and then a little play action on a corner route. They hit Charlie Johnson in the end zone to cap off that.
And don't forget, Matt Moore was also involved.
Matt Moore, it's good to see him back.
Yes, it is. All right. Penalty now against Ames here, Dave. So that's going to set the Little Cyclones back 5 yards. Was that delay a game? Or was it?
Delay a game.
I'm
not sure how they can do that coming in from the sideline on first down.
So it's 1st and 15 Little Cyclones, 9:12 remaining first quarter. Evans and a handoff, and they run the jet sweep right to left, and Dowling has that well-read. That is their tailback, Bernard Bell, on the carry, and he was the slot receiver to the right, and he ran that jet sweep right to left, and Dowling was all over that, Dave.
Oh, the line did a great job of flowing to the ball, and then Mitch Riggs and all the rest of the linebackers came up and made the tackle.
Loss of 1. It's 2nd down and 16 for the Little Cyclones. Back to throw as Evans sets up the screen. The ball is caught, and that's Davis out of the backfield, and he breaks the tackle, and he's finally hit out of bounds as he gets up to the 31-yard line. Nice run that time after the catch was made by Davis, Martrell Davis, the tailback.
Yeah, he put a nice move there to pick up the first down mark. No one blocked our linebacker who was coming in. I'm surprised the Ames quarterback got that ball off. That was a nicely done job by Ames that time.
16-yard gain. Back to throw Evans on first down. He fires it out. It's caught far sideline, and down the far sideline is the Ames receiver. He's loose in the secondary. He's inside the 20, and he's finally pushed out of bounds right around the 10-yard line as Dowling let him get through. And that might be Craftwell on the catch. We're going to check it out because he was across the field, Dave, and it's number 11 for the Little Cyclones, and that's Tyler Doyle, who the senior wide receiver who got loose for his first catch.
And that's, I believe, Jack Bertram who ran him down and did a nice job saving him or preventing him from getting into the end zone.
So 1st and goal, Ames, the Dowling 9-yard line. The Maroons lead at 28-0. Ames, the handoff goes to Martrell Davis, and he tried to follow his blockers. The play was designed to go over left guard, and he was hit and stuffed to the line. He might have lost a yard.
That was John Schmidt who came up, and holy cow, did he put a shot on him. I don't think that ball carrier is going to want to go up the middle anymore.
Well, Davis no gain in the play, so it's 2nd and goal once again from the 9-yard line. Evans, the quarterback, looking into the end zone, now wants to run, rolls to his left, still wants to run, down the far boundary, and he steps out of bounds right at the 6-yard line for a gain of 3.
Well, Jack Keel read that, and Joe Evans, the quarterback, had a lot of room outside, but Keel came up and really put some pressure on him quickly.
And a score of Dowling fans interested in. Urbandale leading Ankeny 7-0. And if everything works out, Urbandale, if they win, Dowling may see them next Friday night. We'll keep you posted. Back to throw Evans. Looks in the end zone, right over the middle. The pass is incomplete. Penalty flag down. They ran the quick slant from the right side, Dave. And the pass incomplete, but a penalty flag down. And we'll see what this is all about.
They're going to call interference on Dowling, that Mark.
As the intended receiver.
Defense, number 43. Half the distance to the goal. Remains third down.
So that'll put the ball to the 3-yard line. And that's Jack Bertram, who they whistled for the interference on the Maroons. So it's third down and goal. Ames from the Dowling 3-yard line. Evans at quarterback for Little Cyclones. Gets the snap. Wants to run, and he's stacked up and in the hands of Riggs, but he pulls forward. Touchdown. He went right through Riggs' grass and pulled him into the end zone. Touchdown from 3 yards out, and the Little Cyclones up.
Yeah, that was Kriegshauser who he broke up inside and got into the end zone, Mark. Touchdown Ames.
So the Little Cyclones go 80 yards on 7 plays. Capped off by quarterback Joe Evans' 3-yard run. The extra point is coming as Josiah Ingleton, and he puts it through. So it's 28-7. Dowling with the lead over Ames with 7:43 remaining first quarter. Back in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Month at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs. New 18 Equinox, Power Price, $224 per month. 0% for 72 months on a huge selection of 17 Silverado and Colorados. It's Truck Month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history. This is
by Ames, and Dowling picks it up, and on the return for the Maroons, that is Connor Jackman with it across the 20, 25-30, still on his feet, 40, down the near sideline midfield. At the 40 of Ames, inside the 30 of Ames. Connor Jackman inside the 20, and he's brought down from behind inside the 15 as Ames makes a touchdown-saving tackle. And Dave, Connor had trouble with that ball initially and let it roll a little bit, picked it up the 10-yard line and took it almost 80 yards, and it'll be a first down here for Dowling.
Great blocking by Dowling specialty teams there, and I believe it was Anthony Coppola, who he was waiting for Anthony to get the block, and then he cut it back. Really did a nice job.
And this is all coming back as...
You know, I looked for flag, Mark, and I didn't see one.
Right
there
there
it
at
is
the 30.
on the 30, kind of hidden, clear over on the Ames side.
So they'll mark the penalty from the 30-yard line at Dowling, so the Maroons will be backed up right around their 20-yard line. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline, and that is where John Chido's at. John, Ames, they got their first score, 6-play, 80-yard drive, and quarterback Evans carries Dowling defenders into the end zone from 3 yards out.
Yeah, Mark, that was started off by that screen pass to the running back Davis, and then came right back to a receiver screen pass, and he was able to slip down the sideline and put him inside the 5-yard line.
All right, thank you for that report, John. Dowling starting from their own 20-yard line, and the give is to Jason Murray on first down. He gets across the 25. Actually, Matt Moore now in there as Murray, Moore, and John Schmidt. And Moore is brought down right at the 27-yard line. Matt got 7 yards on first down.
A little power off tackle play to the left side, and Levi Hummel doing a nice job of kicking out the end and Nank blocking down. Nice hole right.
All right, 2 receivers to the right. One of them is Charlie Johnson, and I believe Anthony Capola is the other. One receiver to the left of the Dowling's formation, and that is Sam Ngoli. Pistol formation. Quarterback is Blake Clark. He fakes the handoff, fires the ball downfield, looking for Ngoli, and Ngoli's got the catch inside the 40, inside the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Sam Ngoli from 73 yards out. And he gets right through the Bozeman red zone once again on a bomb from Blake Clark.
And you know what? Blake did it again. I don't think Blake saw that ball completed. He was on his backside one more time there and was unable to see it. But what a beautiful pass. Nice catch by Sam.
That is amazing because I'm following the play, but Blake got sacked. John Chido, is that right? Is Mr. Marcoullier correct in that?
That's twice now. He's absolutely correct. He's staying in the pocket and able to complete that pass is amazing.
The official helped him up this time.
Well, Blake Clark now with 4 touchdown passes in the first half. Extra point good by Riley Schmidt. Dowling now leading 35-7 with 6:39 remaining second quarter. Back after this timeout here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game, Shields. Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game, Shields.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Sam Ngoli's the only receiver in that route, and what they do is they read the safety. If he walks down, he's going to run it, and if he doesn't walk down, he's going to run it. If he does walk down, they're going to throw it to Sam, and it's worked twice now.
Yeah, he had single coverage now. Ames with the football, and Evans deals it, and now he's got a receiver loose. He dumped it off, and the receiver broke through the line of scrimmage, and down the far sideline is Davis, their outstanding tailback, Martrell Davis, a senior. And David looked like kind of a
It was that screen again.
And he got loose on the left side of the formation.
I bet they've run that screen 5 or 6 times now, and Dowling should be ready for it. Thank goodness Jack Bertram once again made the touchdown-saving tackle, Mark.
And it's a 36-yard reception that time. He's spotted out of bounds at the Dowling 46. So Montrell Davis with the catch. Back to throw is Evans on first down. Fires down the far sideline. And the pass is incomplete. The receiver that time was tied up with Marcus Miller. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Dowling 46 for the Ames offense.
Nice coverage by Marcus on that. He was with him step for step, and the ball incomplete.
Of course, this game has playoff implications. The winner of this moves on to the playoffs. The loser is done. Dowling leading 35-7. 6:22 remaining here in the second quarter from Valley Stadium. Now Evans on a little zone read, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, spins out of one, down inside the 35, gets the first down, and he's brought down at the Dowling 32. Dave, it's a 14-yard run, and he should have been stopped maybe after a yard.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5 times. This is what we saw last week. Dowling defense just not getting the tackles, and that time I think they were in the right position. They just didn't wrap up and bring them down.
15-yard run for quarterback Joe Evans, and Ames with a first down. Back to throw Evans. Little flanker screen to left side of the formation, caught by Kraffel, and Will may have gotten a short gain. To the left of the formation is where he caught it, Dave. Got outside the numbers, and then he was brought down in coverage by Dowling.
Yeah, I believe it was Marcus Miller once again on the tackle there, but again, they picked up about 2 yards, Mark.
2nd down now, and 8 for Ames. Game clock continues to run, 5:40 remaining. Dowling leading 35-7. Mark Amadeo, Dave Marcoullier, and John Chido on the call tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. An inside handoff goes to the tailback, and that is Martrell Davis, and he's hit and stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and no gain on the play. Good job that time as the Maroon defensive front 4 got involved.
Yeah, I believe that was Wagner and Riggs in there on that tackle.
Brings up 3rd and 8 for Ames from the Dowling 29. Back to throw is Evans. Now quarterback draw. Evans will keep it, looking for a seam, and he's hit, and this time he does go down at the 35-yard line, or rather the 25-yard line, to pick up a 4, Dave, and the Maroon defense made sure they wrapped him up there.
Yeah, nice contain. I believe that was a design quarterback draw, that play, Mark, and he ran it and tucked it. Evans right up the middle, and Dowling, as I said, did a nice job containing, making the tackle.
4th down coming up for Ames. They're going for it. 4th and 5 from the Dowling 26. Maroons lead it 35-7 here with 4.5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. All right, Evans out of the shotgun. 2 receivers each way. Dowling has a blitz. He avoids that. Evans rolling to his left. He's going to keep the football. He's got the first down and finally run out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Joe Evans showing his speed. Saw him in the basketball court when Maroons played him during the fall or last winter, and he has really improved his speed here. He picked up the first down.
Or Krieghauser came in on the outside rush, untouched that time, had him for a sack, but Evans was able to break, contain, and get outside. And once he does that, there's no one there because the cornerback went with the receiver.
All right, it's 1st and 10 on a 12-yard run by Evans, and Evans will pass the ball near side, and his receiver caught the ball and then fell down as the pass went to the right of the formation. One of the few times Evans hasn't kept it, and a short gain is made as the receiver that time was Tynan Shahidi.
Rubrick on the tackle, and Evans for Ames does a nice job avoiding pressure and knowing where to step up into the pocket and whether to run or pass. He does a nice job.
Gain of 5. Now Evans on 2nd and 5 will keep the football, tries to get around left end, and he's going to be hit and brought down back at the 12-yard line. So he'll lose a couple yards on the play. Actually, he'll lose 3 as they're going to spot forward progress to the 11.
And I believe that was Mitch Riggs. It was tough to see on that play, Mark, but I believe that was Mitch Riggs making a nice tackle.
All right, 3rd down coming up for the Ames Little Cyclones. 3rd and 8. They can get a first down inside the Dowling 3. Low snap, and Evans has it. Fires over the middle. The pass is broken up, incomplete. Marcus Miller got right between him and Craffle, the intended receiver, in the end zone. And the pass is incomplete. Marcus Miller, that is a nice play by the Dowling defender.
I was going to say the same thing, Mark. That was a big-time play by Marcus Miller. Great coverage, brings up 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down and 8. Ames can get a first down, as I mentioned, just inside the Dowling 3. Little Cyclones going for it. The second time they've went for it. 3:17 remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling 35, Ames 7 here on Iowa Catholic Radio on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Evans throws in the end zone. He overthrew his intended receiver. Incomplete. That was Colton Iams, who was running a skinny post, and it'll bring up Dowling will take over on downs.
Keel and Wagner putting pressure on Evans that time to throw the ball, and that probably caused him to throw incomplete on that ball.
So Ames has it for 6 plays and nearly 80 yards, and John Chido, the Dowling defense, comes up big as they hold on a 4th down play.
Yes, they did, Mark. And, Ames has run different types of screen looks tonight, and they've been successful getting this running back in space. Now, him trying to run just from a standstill position is tough to gain yards. And if they can keep containment on that quarterback, they do a good job.
All right, on first down, the Maroons keep it on the ground from their own 11-yard line. And John Schmidt, now the ball carrier for Dowling Catholic, as quarterback Blake Clark handed off to him. Matt Moore, John Schmidt, and Jason Murray, all 3 involved in the tailback position for the Maroons in this first half, Dave.
Yeah, Dowling went back to that power play where Hummel kicks out the end, and the ball carrier goes right behind him.
4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. And now the handoff again. And this time it is John Schmidt. He gets outside Matt Moore, as he gets outside the 20 and picks up the first down at the 23-yard line, a pickup of 8.
Well, that play was designed to go inside, Mark, but Matt, with his vision, picked up the hole outside and bounced it outside and was able to pick up a first down, I believe. Yes, first down Dowling.
So Matt Moore in his return after breaking his ankle back in week 1 against Ankeny and returns tonight on senior night. Now we got penalty flags down. 2 minutes and 29 seconds remaining, and a procedure call against Dowling Catholic will back the Maroons up. We want to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. They include the St. Gregory Retreat Center, along with R&R Realty and the Catholic Tuition Organization. They've been supporting us all throughout the year. Procedure call against the Maroons here, Dave, will set the Maroons back 5 yards.
Dowling getting a little anxious there, Mark. 2:29 left. 35-7 lead with the Maroons.
And Dowling backed up to the 18-yard line on the 5-yard penalty. Joined us late, Jesse Alger, the Dowling right tackle, taken away on a stretcher. Injured ankle is his preliminary report. Now a little swing pass to the right side, caught by Jason Murray, squirms out of a tackle and puts his head down and gets some of those penalty yards back, across the 20 up to the 21-yard line for a pickup of 3.
Oh, and they had him in the backfield, but Jason was able to slip the tackle and recover a little bit of what was lost. Or at least what could have been lost, Mark.
All right, minute 55 remaining, 2nd and 12 Maroons from their own 21. Clark back to throw and swings it out, and the pass is caught.
A lot of blockers.
And that is John Schmidt out of the backfield. He's got the first down. He crossed the 35 up near the 37-yard line. A pickup of 16 yards and a first down.
Nice screen pass to the left side with Hagan and Goff getting outside with blockers as blockers. Receivers downfield. Nice play by Dowling Catholic picking up a first down.
All right, Schmidt with the first down pickup, and now on that first down pass, quarterback Blake Clark fires it out, caught by John Wagner. Boy, he was drilled after about a 4 or 5 yard gain, and they're going to say it's incomplete as he hit the ground. I'll tell you what, Wags got hit, and that was Zach Roaring, excuse me.
Yes,
on the
it was.
reception.
Yeah, Zach
Oh,
really
my
took
goodness.
a shot on that one.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 Dowling from their own 37. Roaring 84 and Wagner 94. Back to throw is Clark, fires over the middle. This time it's caught, and on the reception is Capola.
Charlie Johnson.
Or rather, Charlie Johnson, number 80, as the senior with another catch. And Dave, he's got a first down across midfield, and he just is that crossing receiver between him and Capola, who line up on the same side.
Blake did a nice job reading his options there and finding the open receiver.
All right, to the Ames 47. Now a little swing pass.
Same screen again.
Caught out of the backfield by John Schmidt down the near sideline. He might go inside the 10, 5. Did he step out of bounds? No. Touchdown, John Schmidt from 47 yards out. A little swing pass, and Blake Clark has just thrown his 5th touchdown pass here in the first half, and that was John Schmidt on the reception.
Very nice execution by the offense. That was that screen pass. They came right back to it that they ran about 3 plays ago. This time for a touchdown. And I tell you, Mark, this offense is really executing nicely. That was a great drive by the Maroons here in the final couple minutes of the first half.
And for John Schmidt, that's his 2nd touchdown reception of the night. And 5 for Clark. The extra point is up, and it is good by Dowling's Riley Schmidt. The Maroons now lead it 42-7 with minute 13 remaining here in the first half. We'll take a timeout and be back. You're listening to Dowling Catholic Football on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we got it all.
At Valley Stadium, Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoullier, and John Chido. Dowling leads at 42-7. The Maroons go 7 plays, 89 yards, capped off by a 47-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Blake Clark. His 5th touchdown of the first half to John Schmidt that time. Let's go down to John Chido. What an evening for Blake Clark, the Dowling quarterback, John.
Oh, Blake Clark's on fire tonight, and There was a block by Greg Hagan to allow John Schmidt to get in the end zone. It was fantastic. Right in front of me, John Schmidt was able to tiptoe down the sideline to get in the end zone.
Well executed by the Maroons, and now Ames on Riley Schmidt. Another touchback by the Dowling kicker puts Ames back at its own 20-yard line as the kickoff went out of bounds, and now inside handoff goes to the tailback, and I think that's Martrell Davis, and it was, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, and Dave, that's as far as he got. No gain, and bring up 2nd and 10 for the Little Cyclones.
Yeah, a couple Maroons on the tackle. Austin Noblock in the backfield on that play. Mark, we have an injured Ames player on the play, or on the field.
All right, well, bring our listeners and viewers up to date at halftime. We're going to catch up with a few folks, talk about pancake breakfast, and we'll talk about the Polk County's initiative with the hunger program. Angela Connolly, Polk County Supervisor, will join me at halftime, along with Bill Northup from the Dowling Pancake Breakfast, as an Ames player is being attended to. We also had Dowling right tackle Jesse Alger go down in the first series tonight, Dave, and he was actually taken away on a stretcher. A preliminary indication said it was an injured ankle, and the Maroon offensive line has not skipped a beat as they've been assisting with 42 points here in the first half. And you've been kind of watching that line play, as you mentioned earlier when Jesse went out. Adam Kroll took over at right tackle, and then Adam Topping moved into right guard.
Yeah, they've done a nice job in filling in, coming off the bench, and I tell you what, Blake Clark, what a job he's doing tonight.
And several times he was going back on his back.
He didn't see the completion. He didn't see a couple touchdowns, but he knew it.
I think he heard about it.
He heard it.
All right, the injured Ames player has been taken off, and now we're ready to resume. 55 seconds remaining. The game clock winds. Back to throw Evans. Now quarterback draw, and the Ames quarterback eludes one tackle and gets up to the 23-yard line for a gain of 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Little Cyclones.
Keel coming up and making the play. Jack on that play. He does such a nice job of finding the ball and closing quickly.
All right, Ames, with 32 seconds remaining. Don't like they're in too much of a hurry here. Play clock at 15, the game clock at 27. So
one more play.
They're going to have to snap it, and Dowling may end up using a timeout if the Maroons can get the ball back and force a punt. All right, 3rd and 7 Ames, 2 receivers each side of the formation. Evans on a quarterback draw, keeps the football, and he's across the 25, and he's brought down at the 27. Let's see if Dowling utilizes the timeout. They will not, so we're going to go to halftime. And John Chida will catch up with head coach Tom Wilson. Dowling leading 42-7 here at halftime from Valley Stadium. And Dave, what a performance we've seen. Blake Clark for Dowling, 5 touchdown passes in the first half. Jason Murray ran for 9, and it's been an offensive performance for Dowling.
Yeah, great execution by the offense. They've really done a nice job. It looks like John is ready with coach.
All right, John Chida with head coach Tom Wilson here at halftime. Take it away, John.
Well, Coach, you guys got off to a great start. The tempo was up-tempo, and the offensive line dominated the line of scrimmage. Saw a lot of nice things from Blake Clark and the offensive line. It's good to see Matt Moore back as well.
Our kids up front did a nice job, and you're right. Getting Matt back out there is awesome, and once we got the running game going, they start packing the box, and that's when we went over the top.
Well, hopefully everybody stays healthy in the second half, and best of luck second half, Coach.
All right, thank you.
John Chida with head coach Tom Wilson. Dowling leading here at halftime by the score of 42-7. And John's going to be performing at halftime. Dave, did you know that? He's going to be part of the cheerleaders and their dads have been practicing all week.
I think it's the dance team.
They're the dance team. And he's going to be out there performing at halftime. So I'm glad he took care of the radio equipment. The microphone, the headset, he's gone. We can't talk to him until after this is over, but maybe we'll get a picture on the...
if the camera can zoom in on this, this ought to be a sight.
But Dave, half our listeners are on the camera, watching on the webcast, Central Iowa Sports Network.tv. The other half are listening to us, so we got to describe the dance
Well,
moves.
I'd rather not see this.
All right, we got our halftime stats, and we're going to get those before we go to a break. For the Maroons, Dowling leading at halftime by the score of 42-7. Dowling with 466 yards of total offense. Mark that on your calendar, Dave. 466 for the Maroons, 196 for Ames. Maroons have passed for 256 yards, and that's all been through the arm of Blake Clark, the Dowling quarterback. Ames passed for 132. Rushing, Dowling has rushed for 210 total yards. Ames with 64. And our first down numbers, Dowling with 20 first downs, Ames with 7, and quarterback Blake Clark, 11 of 13 passing, 256 yards and 5 touchdowns. Haven't seen those kind of numbers in a long time. Jason Murray, 16 carries, 150 yards on the ground for Dowling and a touchdown. Matt Moore, 6 carries for 35 yards. And John Schmidt, 3 carries for 25 yards. Sam Ngoli, 3 catches for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead the Maroon receivers. John Schmidt, 4 catches for 73 yards and 2 touchdowns. Charlie Johnson, 2 catches for 33 yards. And Matt Moore, 1 catch for 29 yards. For Ames, quarterback Joe Evans, 7 out of 14 passing for 132 yards. And their leading ball carrier is Davis, Montreal Davis, 11 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown. Again, our halftime score, Dowling 42, Ames 7. Dave, before we vacate you at halftime, quite the performance by the Maroons in the first half.
Well, absolutely. It was good to see, and you knew Dowling was going to be all business tonight. When you're playing for a chance at the playoffs or going home, I know which one they're going to select.
All right. Once again, for Dave Marcoulli and John Chido, Mark Amadale, our halftime score, Dowling 42, the Ames Little Cyclone 7. When we return, we're going to talk Dowling pancakes, and we'll talk with Angela Conley, the Polk County Supervisor representing Ward 2, and we're going to talk about the hunger program going on, the Polk County Initiative. When we return at halftime here at Valley Stadium with Dowling leading 42-7 on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
It's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives.
With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family.
Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Impala, Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs, Sonic and Spark LSs, new Chevy Spark, Power Punch, $11,980, new 18 Equinox, Power Punch, $224 per month. It's Truck Month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Chevy Truck Month at Schottenkirk.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2 and 3 bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing plans.
Guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Back to halftime here at Valley Stadium. Mark Amadale along with Dave Marcoulli and John Chido. Halftime score, Dowling leading 42-7 over the Ames Little Cyclones. And we're here to talk pancakes. And we have the co-chair. I don't know where the other part of the co-chair is. Oh, that's your wife. She's on the camera.
Lisa, she's on the camera. She's the brains. I'm the brawn.
Bill Northrup. He's the co-chair for the 56th annual Dowling Pancake Breakfast, which is coming up very shortly.
Very quickly, Mark.
A week from this Sunday, is that right?
Yeah, that's right, Mark. Week from Sunday the 29th. We'll get started out at the Iowa Fairgrounds, 7:30. So don't be late.
Well, we won't, but we're going to talk to our folks out there. Number one, anybody can come, and tickets are $6 for adults, $3 for children.
You bet. And don't worry if you don't have them, you can buy them at the door.
Okay, and it's the Varied Industries Building at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. 56 years. You know how many locations they've had it at, Bill?
You know, I'm not that old, Mark. I'm not sure.
Wow. So now I know. 4th location. Started at the Beanery at Dowling. Some of us remember that. Some of us don't.
Right.
I won't say, yeah, Mr. Conley does. Tom's been there. Well, Dowling Pancake Breakfast is an event. It's almost like a homecoming. It's like a reunion, class reunion, but it goes on all day Sunday, 7:30 to 1.
To 1, you
1
bet.
week from this Sunday, and it was October 29th. You got
October
the date.
29th, you bet.
And how can folks get involved? Because there's a lot of activities that go on during that week.
There are. It's obviously all hands on deck. We are expecting 3,000 to 4,000 guests to come that day for breakfast, so we need a lot of help and a lot of volunteers. And folks can feel free to get online at, I want to make sure I get this right, dowlingcatholic.org if you'd like to sign up and help be a volunteer that day.
Now, you need people to cook during this
That's
breakfast.
it,
So that's
yes.
what you're looking for, cooks or
We
clean up, or what
need
are you looking
some
for?
flippers. We need people out bussing tables. We need folks helping get folks in line, take tickets, putting the batter together, of course, and cooking the sausage. So there are all sorts of opportunities to volunteer if you just get online at that website, and that can direct you to the openings that we have.
Okay, dowlingcatholic.org is the website. Now, what's this event about? Because, Bill, I know you and your wife, Lisa, are co-chairing this, and you've taken the, well, we'll call it the ladle from the Joe and Kara Paul Peter,
Yeah.
who have done this before. But what's this about? It brings people together, and the Dowling community welcomes everyone.
You bet. And we obviously had a great time with Joe and Kara last year and showing us the ropes. But for our standpoint, Dowling's done so much for us and our family. We wanted to be a part of this. But and clearly, it's an opportunity to raise some money for the school, but it's more about the fellowship of coming together with the Catholic community to have some food, some family, and, of course, some fellowship.
3,000 to 4,000 people expected.
Right.
That was last year. I think we had well over 3,000 people.
Exactly.
And it's 7:30 until 1 on a week from this Sunday.
Yep.
And people will come after Mass, but it also brings in the whole community. But there's lots of things going on. There's lots of student groups that are they're showing what they're all about, and a lot of different booths. But also they have the thing called the Maroon Market. Is that right?
That is really cool. I think it's one of the favorites as folks come in and have breakfast. They can also tour through the Maroon Market, get an opportunity to purchase some gifts for Christmas. Some great Christmas ideas in there, Mark. And then also we have our spirit shop will be there selling Dowling apparel too. So all sorts of great ideas for Christmas.
We have our dance competition going on at halftime, and our sideline reporter, John Chidle's involved with that. Jimmy, can we get it's all done?
Shoot.
Oh, never mind. Sorry about that, Bill.
Shoot.
We always wanted to get a view of that. Boy, they must have performed pretty well.
They do a great job.
I'll take your word for it. Watch the replay on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Well,
You bet.
Bill, what else should they know? Because student groups, we've got folks that are volunteering their time, and you need more volunteers, but what else? The Dowling Band's going to be performing.
They are. The jazz band's going to be there. That's always a favorite as well. So they'll be playing for your dining pleasure that morning for breakfast, and there's just a great group of kids. And you'll see a lot of kids, of course, with the student groups, and they all are all very active in the morning, but plenty of jobs to do for them, too.
You know, Jim Bruno and Marta Cordino are the co-chairs with you and Lisa, and I know you guys get together and you take what works and move on to the next year, but this is something that has been worked almost every year. I'm going back to the Beanery, Vets Auditorium, the Convention Center, which is now the Downtown Y, Varied Industries Building now at State Fairgrounds. This place has had 4 different stops, but the Dowling Pancake Breakfast, 56 years.
Isn't it amazing?
It is. Now, what made you get involved? What made you and Lisa take the torch from the Paul Peters and pass it along?
They asked. But more than anything, Lisa and I just feel like we've been blessed to be part of the Dowling family, and it's the least we can do to help raise some money for the school, but also be part of this great fellowship.
Well, you moved here from Eastern Iowa.
We did.
You relocated, and your kids have went to Dowling, and that's great because somebody from outside see how this runs. It's been running for 56 years. Hard to believe.
Pretty amazing, really.
Yeah. Anything else our listeners and our viewers should know on Central Iowa Sports
Let me check
Network?
my list. Yeah, the campus store would be there. We're going to have table magic. We'll have the balloon guy, and of course, our favorite Cub mascot, Cubby Bear, will be there. I hope he's not too sad. Since the Cubs are out of the playoffs now, but at least he's looking for something to do, and he'll be there at the pancake breakfast.
He won't be dressed as a Dodger, I hope.
Exactly.
No, we don't want that. Well, that is awesome. Now, gas grills this year, we went from gas a couple years ago to electric grills.
Yep.
So it's made the volunteers that cook much easier.
But it's much safer and much easier. Safety's always a good thing. But yeah, we'll have 24 electric griddles going at the same time. So people won't have to wait. They come right through, get their pancakes and their sausage, and sit down and enjoy their dining experience.
Sunday, October 29th, Dowling Pancake Breakfast, Varied Industries Building at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. Come and join us. You can buy tickets at the door or from a student at Dowling.
Students are selling them. You bet. You find a student, they'll hook you right up.
Bill Northrup, thanks for all you do. Thanks for being co-chair, and thanks for joining us here on Football Friday Night.
Well, absolutely, Mark. Thank you, and everything that you guys do to help support Dowling and the pancake breakfast in particular. I can't thank you enough.
All right, and we'll take a break. Halftime score, Dowling leading Ames by the score of 42-7. When we return, Angela Connolly is going to join me, Polk County Supervisor. Stay tuned here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community. You want to get...
When people visit the Lodge of Ashworth, they fall in love with our grounds. They're impressed with our dining room, but it is our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites that attract the most attention. With bay windows, full kitchens, large walk-in closets, and modern appliances, the Lodge feels like home. We have suites move-in ready, or we will help you customize. Create a home office, media room, or bedroom for visiting friends or family. Call us today for a private tour and ask about our flexible pricing plans.
Okay, ladies, it's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives.
With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family.
Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong...
And welcome back to Valley Stadium here in West Des Moines. Dowling leading Ames at halftime by the score of 42-7 as halftime activities continue here at Valley Stadium on senior night for Dowling Catholic. And I'm joined now by Polk County Supervisor Angela Connolly. Talk about the hunger-free initiative going on at Hunger-Free Polk County. And Angela, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and visit with us.
You know, Mark, it's great to be here watching a game, and it's a beautiful night. And Dowling's ahead.
Yes,
so you can't beat that.
Now, what do you know about Dowling being? Are you a Dowling grad, or I know your
St.
brother
Joe.
is. Oh my goodness!
I hate to admit it, but
Here,
St. Joe.
Get your plug in. St. Joseph Academy, which is now Des Moines
University.
Right.
Yeah. That's where I had all 4 years.
They took your high school and made it into a university.
That's right. It's pretty cool.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right.
But all my children have graduated from Dowling.
Mm-hmm.
My husband graduated from Dowling. We're Dowling Catholic fans.
I know that. I know your brother Tony.
I have a senior here tonight.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. The kicker.
Riley?
Riley.
Riley Schmidt?
Yeah.
No,
He's our nephew.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Now we learn everything. We
Yeah.
learn everything here.
But I'm not here to talk about that.
No,
right
you're
now.
not. But that was a good way to
Yeah.
bring this in. Now,
Right.
Hunger-Free Polk County. Several years ago, Polk County Supervisors, I couldn't believe the numbers. All the folks that go hungry here in Polk County. Now, I know we have viewers and listeners from Dallas and Story County with Ames involved tonight, but that was just an amazing number, and the Polk County Supervisors took an initiative to try to get control of that. I was just astounded, Angela.
Really, my colleague John Morrow heard about it, read a news article, and said, we have all these folks. At that time, a couple years ago, the number was from Feeding America, about 54,000, food insecure. And so he really started the initiative, and we had a goal to raise $10 million in 5 years. So far, we've raised a little over $5 million, and we have done a lot of significant work when it comes to feeding the folks in Polk County.
When I saw the numbers of the number of folks that were affected, I was just astronomical. And I know you've been on the board going on 20 years here coming up,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it was a shock to everybody, but when those numbers came by, it's like everybody to stop and listen, because Polk County has grown. It's grown beautifully. You don't think there's any problems, but there really is.
Yeah, we've got a lot of accolades, and we've grown population-wise. We've got a lot of great quality of life things going on, but the fact remains, we have almost 27,000 citizens that go hungry every day. And of that, there's almost 13,000 of those folks that are kids. So people need to be aware that with all the great things that we have going on, no one should get up and go to work, go to school without a meal, and then come home not knowing if they were going to eat or not. So we've accomplished a lot of things. We have mobile trucks that go to 11 different sites, so people that don't have transportation can go see a mobile pantry and get their goods that they need. We've expanded hours. We have the first of its kind at a community center at Northside that we've opened up. The numbers just keep growing every day.
I'm just amazed. Now, if folks want to get involved, and I know you've raised half of the $10 million
Right.
in a short amount of time, but how can folks get involved? How can they give, or how can they really be active in this initiative?
We're always looking for volunteers to serve at the food pantries, and there's several of them all around the community. This is not just a Des Moines problem. It is a community problem all throughout Polk County. HungerFreePolkCounty.org. They can get involved. They can donate. We're always looking for volunteers and dollars.
Visit with Angela Conley, the Polk County Supervisor, serving District 2, the 2nd District, Northwest Des Moines and West Des Moines, 19 years on the board. And by the way, folks, inducted into the Iowa Women's Hall of Fame, and rightly so. Standing ovation by our staff back here.
Thank you.
Yeah, now you brought your husband Tom here. And
I did.
They are both members of Holy Trinity Parish, and we know the pastor there. I'm sorry about that, but Father Mike's probably. I think he's probably listening right now.
I hope so. Hi, Father Mike.
What a campaign the supervisors have done. What a great job you have done. Tell our listeners one more time how they can get involved if they want to donate, or if they want to donate their time or money.
Look up the website at HungerFreePolkCounty.org, and please take a look at it. And it's really an awareness campaign, so people know that there are at least 26,000 folks out there that are going hungry every day. Thank you for having me on tonight.
You bet, Angela. Thanks for all you do, and appreciate it.
bet.
Keep up the good work. Got a great board.
Thank you.
Great
We do
board
have
to
a great
supervise.
board.
You really do. All right, we'll take a break here at halftime. Dowling leading 42-7 over Ames. Mark Amadale, Angela Conley. We'll be back on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network after these messages.
At Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs. New 18 Equinox, Power Price, $224 per month. 0% for 72 months on a huge selection of 17 Silverado and Colorados. It's Truck Month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Chevy Truck.
And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history. This is Iowa.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
See a lot of flexibility with John.
Flexibility and staying positive.
Yeah, the leg kick was no more than 6 inches off the ground, Mark.
Just a moment. I know he's recovering from a little procedure he had yesterday, but I can't talk about that. John, are you with us down there?
I am.
And
I don't want to be, but I am.
Tell us about your experience at halftime for our listeners and viewers that could not see it. You were part of the Dowling dance team with the girls and their dads. How'd this take effect? How'd this come about?
Well, amazingly, that this was the first year they've ever done it, and I think my wife's behind this.
So now he's being skeptical. Dave, that's just typical of a coach. They're always the conspiracy theorist that he is.
I guarantee you his wife isn't listening either. He never would have said that.
No, I wouldn't have. You're right.
Now, I can't wait to see the replay because I know we got some film of it, but I was in the middle of an interview, John, so I couldn't exactly watch. But Dave is coming up strong here with the reviews.
Let me tell you, I'm getting a lot of 2s.
They put him in the front row, Mark.
So
yeah, front row.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, on like Dancing with the Stars, you got a 2.
My brother gave me a 2.
Wow.
Now you're the one that was watching.
Now the one that was watching, but your brother Jeff was also involved.
He got a 7 or something like that, which I think it was rigged.
Oh my goodness, this is not going to be good at the Chido household, Dave.
Yeah, I understand.
And you started off. You're the one that said, "Well, I got some bad news, Mark. This didn't kind of go well." And I'm relying on you. You're my color guy to.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of color down there on that one.
No.
Well, they're all in black. What's that?
Yeah. John's down there. You could pick him out, though, with his ball cap on.
I love it.
I should not have worn that.
Hey, John, second half underway, or going to be underway here shortly. Dowling leading 42-7. Great performance. And, now it's a matter of keeping everybody healthy and getting a lot of kids in.
Yeah, hopefully we'll start seeing a lot of new faces. And you're right, Mark. I mean, we have to keep people healthy moving on into next week. And that's the main thing.
Yeah, it certainly is. All right, John, thanks for that update. And report on halftime. I love that, Dave. That was awesome, and good to see that. And I think in a few years I'll be part of that. So you'll have to take over halftime that one game, and I have to do that, Dave.
What you guys were just talking about. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Wilson decides here with the starters because it's a tough one. You don't want any more injuries, but yet these guys need reps and. It's going to be interesting to see how long he leaves this group in.
Well, we're underway here in the second half. Riley Schmidt, who we just found out, Angela Connolly's nephew, boots the ball in the end zone, touchback, and for Dowling, and it'll be 1st and 10 Ames from their own 20-yard line. Dowling leading 42-7, and the Maroons will have the continuous clock going on here in the second half with a 35-point lead, Dave. Maroons last year defeated Ames 66-0 up in Ames in a game we had on Iowa Catholic Radio. So the Ames Little Cyclone offense on the field. And their quarterback is Joe Evans. What a performance he had in the first half. He had a majority of the Little Cyclones' yards. Back to throw. Evans on first down. The pass is tipped and nearly intercepted by Jack Keel. Evans was trying to hit his receiver Craftful on a quick slant from the left side, but he threw it into the hands of Keel. But fortunately for the Ames Little Cyclones, incomplete.
Yeah, Keel saw the end zone on that one, believe me.
So it'll bring up 2nd down 10 for the Little Cyclones. Line of scrimmage, their own 20-yard line. They go left to right into a pretty good 10 to 20 mile an hour wind coming from the south. And now quarterback draw as Evans keeps it, picks up the first down, crosses the 30-yard line and stack up at the 33. He'll pick up 13. And a Little Cyclone first down. Did that very effectively in the first half, Dave.
Yeah, they really did. And Lyman was able to get down on the linebackers that time and block them. And then a host of Maroons secondary came in and made the tackle.
Little Cyclone offense, they have Martrell Davis in the backfield. He wears number 40. He's sharing time with Bernard Bell, number 5. Wide receivers, Craftful, Ante, Doyle, and Shahidi. Now 3 receivers right. Evans on first down, back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Does he want to run? No, a little swing pass. And the pass is caught on the left side of the formation. And out of bounds is the receiver. And that's Davis, the backup tailback, or the starting tailback, with the catch, and he gets it up to the 40-yard line, a gain of 7.
Well, Keel on the coverage again, and Jack didn't know whether to come up and make the tackle on Evans and put pressure on him or stay on his man, And fortunately, he elected to stay on the guy he was guarding and forced him out of bounds.
All right, 2nd and 4, Little Cyclones. Back to throw. Evans has pressure, swings the ball out. The pass is incomplete as he tried to hit his tailback, who was lined up to the left of formation. Davis, incomplete.
Oh, a little swing pass, screen pass over there again that they ran quite a few times in the first half. Incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 4, Mark.
3rd and 4, just under 10 minutes remaining, third quarter, continuous clock. Dowling 42, Ames 7 here in the third quarter. And here's Evans, quarterback draw, slips a tackle, and he's got the first down. Carries tacklers across the 45 up to the 46-yard line. And that is a 6-yard gain. He only needed 5, first down, Ames. And I like how this Joe Evans plays. Very tall, lanky young man, 6'3", 215, but he is a load to bring down.
Yeah, he's a good-looking quarterback, and he does a nice job making the decision on when to pass or when to run the ball. Mitchell Riggs, nice job on the tackle there.
All right, here's Evans on first down. Back to throw with a receiver with a man in motion, and he'll keep the football, and he's stacked up at midfield for a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd and 6. Boy, when everything breaks down, and credit to Dowling secondary, everybody was covered, and Evans checked down, looked at all 5 receivers, Dave, but couldn't find anybody open, kept the football himself.
Yeah, and he does not hesitate to run with his size and his ability to break free. He does not worry about running the ball at all.
All right, 2nd down and 7. Evans now wants to throw, and now will slip a tackle and run with it. He's got a first down into Dowling territory, inside the 45, down to the 40. I'm going to call it the 40-yard line of Dowling, so he'll pick up 10 yards and a first down.
And same thing again. He comes up the middle, puts a heck of a move on one of our linebackers who missed the tackle, and he continues to pick up the first down. Nice run by Joe Evans.
First down, Ames at the Dowling 40-yard line. This is their first possession, the opening possession of the second half. Evans looking left, firing down the far sideline, and the pass is incomplete as his intended receiver out there was Gabe Ante. Was well covered by a couple of Dowling defenders there,
Yeah,
Dave.
I think Evans wanted to go to him all along because he really didn't read options on that one. He just, I believe he was throwing that away, Mark, because of the coverage.
All right, 2nd down and 10, Ames. 8 minutes remaining. The game clock continues to run as the Maroons lead it 42-7. Continuous clock. Low snap, but Evans picks it up nonchalantly. Slips a tackle. They almost had him sacked. Now he's going to run for it. Runs near side. Now fires downfield. He's got a man open, and the pass is caught on the goal line. Touchdown, Ames. He caught it between several receivers, did the wide receiver, and that is Tyler Doyle on the reception.
And Christian Firestein and Mitchell Riggs putting a lot of pressure on Evans, and just like Blake Clark, I do not believe Evans saw that ball being completed. He just kind of threw it up and touchdown Ames.
So Tyler Doyle on the touchdown reception for Ames as they got behind the Dowling secondary. Extra point now from Hosea Ingleton. Ball is down, and the extra point is up, and it is good. So Ames now cuts the Dowling lead to 42-14 with 7:41 remaining. Here in the third quarter, we'll be back at Valley Stadium after this timeout here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
At Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs. New 18 Equinox, Power Trucks, $224 per month. 0% for 72 months on a huge selection of 17 Silverado and Colorados. It's Truck Month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Chevy Truck.
And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium. Anthony Capola on the kickoff return for Dowling Catholic, and he carries it across the 40-yard line, and they're going to spot him down, just shy of the 40-yard line, it looks like, at the 39, Dave.
It looks like, I'm trying to see if this is the first offensive line. It looks like we do have the starters in there, Mark.
Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That is where John Chido was at. Ames going 9 plays, 80 yards on the drive, and the touchdown by Tyler Doyle there, John.
Yeah, quarterback is 6'3", 220, and when he gets outside the pocket, he's hard to bring down, and he scrambles well, and on a broken play, he was able to find his receiver in the back of the end zone there.
Yeah, he certainly was, and he bought enough time to do that. Now, Connor Jackman, the ball carrier for Dowling on first down from their own 39. He carries all the way down to the Ames 49, Dave. A nice run that time by Jackman on the offensive line you were looking up.
Great line surge going right down the middle, and Jackman just following the tackles, and nice job.
12-yard run. Jackman again on first down. Carries near side, and it's a foot race down the near sideline, inside the 20, inside the Bozeman red zone, out of bounds, inside the 10-yard line. Connor Jackman with the end around on the left side. He got a nice block downfield, Dave, and looking back across the field, no penalty flags down on the play.
Yeah, Jackman really showing some nice speed. He's a junior, 5'10", 165, and really doing a nice job reading the open hole in the blocks and picking up a nice first down all the way down to the 8-yard line.
41-yard gain, first and goal, Dowling. And now the handoff, and that's the end around, and going into the end zone. Touchdown, Dowling Catholic.
Colin Cook.
That's Cook with the carry. Colin Cook inside the Bozeman red zone. He carries it in. They faked it up the middle to Jackman, and they gave it to Cook. He could get around the right side, and he just sprinted right for the pylon. Touchdown, Dave, from 8 yards out.
Yeah, he came from the left side on the jet sweep going to the right side, and it was just a foot race to the corner of the end zone just inside the pylon. Nice answer by Dowling offense.
6:54 remaining third quarter. 48-14 is our score. Now Riley Schmidt in for the extra point. Ball down. Kick is high enough, and it's no good. And the score remains 48-14. Dowling over Ames with 6:54 remaining third quarter. A timeout on the field. We'll take one ourselves here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
For the seal, it's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Touchback, first and 10 from the 20.
Score. 1-0. Yeah, and they got the bases loaded last time I looked.
All right, back here at Valley Stadium, Mark Amadeo and Dave Marcoullier. Dowling going 3 plays, 61 yards, capped off by Colin Cook on a 8-yard run for a touchdown. The Maroons lead at 48-14. Extra point no good, so we will not have the continuous clock. John Chido on the Dowling sideline. John?
Yeah, Mark, that point's big there because the clock will not run. It will stop. But, nice run by Connor Jackman to set up that touchdown. And then a great run there by number 85 on the jet sweep, Colin Cook, to get in the end zone.
All right, the sophomore K.K. Desmond in there, number 32 for Ames, and he is not in your program if you're listening or watching the game here at the stadium. And he's a sophomore they brought up, and he gained a couple yards on first down. They're going to give him a gain of 1, so it's 2nd down 9, and now Evans with the give once again to K.K. That's Desmond with the catch and up to the 23-yard line. So Ames now, let's see if they're going to start emptying their bench here, Dave. We already saw the sophomore running back in.
Levi Hummel in on the last 2 tackles, Mark. Levi's all over the field all of a sudden, getting some nice reps.
So it was a gain of 1, and now Evans back to throw on 3rd and 5, rolls to his right, fires the ball downfield. The pass is caught right at the 35-yard line. Nice catch that time by Colton Iams. And Iams with the catch.
Yeah, he ran a very nice route on that, down about 10, 15 yards, and then bent it to the sideline. Nicely executed play by Ames.
Yeah, gain of 10. Line of scrimmage is their own 35-yard line. Dowling leading 48-14. And now a penalty flag down, and Evans keeps the football. Ames quarterback Joe Evans gets up to the 40-yard line, but a flag down in the backfield, Dave.
Holding Ames. I think this is coming back, Mark.
So that'll put the Little Cyclones back 10 yards from the spot of where they called the penalty. Here's our referee.
Holding. Offense, number 66. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
That's Ames's left guard, Jake Schmidt, number 66, guilty of the penalty of the hold. So Little Cyclones are marched back 10 yards. That'll put the ball down at the Little Cyclone 24-yard line. And we want to thank Ashworth Vision, along with construction professionals and dental associates, for supporting our broadcast here on Iowa Catholic Radio all season long with Dowling Catholic Sports. 1st and 21 for Little Cyclones. Line of scrimmage is their own 24-yard line. 2 receivers each side of the formation. Back to throw is Evans. Looks left. Hit as he throws. The ball is overthrown, incomplete, and a penalty flag down, as the intended receiver that time is also down and shaken up, and that's Tyler Doyle, who caught the touchdown pass earlier from 40 yards for the Little Cyclones.
I think this one's going to be on Dowling.
They threw it in the secondary, back at the 35-yard line, or up to the 35-yard line, 11 yards away from the line of scrimmage, Dave, and we might have interference on the Maroons.
I think it's going to be the hit that you just referred to with the Ames receiver.
All right, here's a call from our referee.
Pass interference on the defense, number 19. 15-yard penalty from the spot.
And the penalty is against Austin Knobloch, wearing number 19, Dowling senior, and that'll give the Little Cyclones a first down at their own 39-yard line. Or check that, it'll be first down again, but it'll be 1st and 6 from the 39-yard line of Ames. So Evans working out of the shotgun, 1 back in the backfield. Here's the snap, 2 receivers each side, sets up the screen pass. The ball is tipped and rolls around and incomplete. Boy, that was ping-ponged around by several defenders and offenders, if you will, as Malik McGregor was the last Dowling player to touch it at linebacker.
Yeah, I don't think Malik could see it bouncing over the other Maroons, but
it was
almost intercepted by a couple Maroons that time.
Well, if you joined us late, it's senior night here at Dowling. The Maroons had 35 seniors that were recognized with their families before the game. And the Maroons lost their right tackle on the first series as Jesse Alger was injured. Now penalty flags down as Evans' pass is incomplete, and he was scrambling. As there is a flag on the play. 48-14 is our score. Dowling with the lead. 5:23 remaining here in the third quarter. And let's get the call from our referee here, Dave, unless you can beat him to the call.
Yeah, I think that was number 78 holding for Ames on that play.
Holding. Offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's the right guard, Sam Stuvey.
Yeah, he's a big boy. It's hard to miss him when he holds. He's 6'2", 235.
So that'll push the Little Cyclones back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which was at the 34-yard line. So they'll move it back to the 24-yard line. 2nd and 21 now for the Little Cyclones. Evans with 2 receivers on each side of the formation, 1 back in the backfield. Ames can get a first down. They'll have to go to the 45-yard line to get the first down. The quarterback remains Joe Evans. And he's accounted for most of their yardage tonight, rushing and passing. Evans on a long count. Here's a snap and a quarterback draw. Evans wants to run. And this time he's brought down the right defensive end for the Maroons, grabbed him before he could turn the corner. And a good job that time by the Maroon defense.
That was Zach Stacy on that play. He did a nice job. He almost jumped off sides, but he reset, and he did a nice job slanting to his right, beating his man and making the tackle.
And a loss of 2. It'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 23 for the Little Cyclones. want to take this time to recognize Two Rivers Glass and Door, Catholic Tuition Organization, Argonar Realty, and the St. Gregory Retreat Center, supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling football. Back to throw is Evans. The Ames quarterback chased out of the pocket, and he's going to be hit and thrown down, and now a penalty flag down. Dowling's going to be guilty of unsportsmanlike conduct. He was thrown down while he was in the boundary over there on the Ames far sideline, and it'll add 15 more yards. But is this an automatic first down, Dave? Because it'll be like 4th and 25.
Yeah, that wasn't necessary because he was already out of bounds, and the Dowling defender forced him out of bounds, and then he chose to throw him from there.
Well, Evans gained a yard. They're going to spot him out of bounds at 23, and now the penalty will be initiated. And the question is, will it be an automatic first down or will it be 4th down? Well, officials are now getting together, and they're having the same conversation I'm thinking about. Is it automatic first down, or will it be 4th and 10? Here we go.
Personal foul, late, out of bounds on the defense, number 67. That 15-yard penalty will result in a 4th down.
So it's not an automatic first down, and I believe it was, you said Anthony Scavo, number 57 for the Maroons, or was it 67?
It was Ortega.
Okay, Michael Ortega guilty of the unsportsmanlike act, which was Evans was running out of bounds, and as he stepped out of bounds, Ortega threw him down, and that'll move the ball up to the 38-yard line. So it'll bring up 4th and...
Well, that's too bad, Mark, because Ortega
10.
did a nice job running him down. He really did from the inside position. And
4th and 7, Dave.
And it really wasn't necessary to do what he did, but that's too bad because it was a nice play up until that point.
All right, Ames into punt. As their punter Ingerton. Josiah Ingerton into punt and gets the punt away. Back deep is Marcus Miller for Dowling, and then angling to the far sideline. Miller lets it roll inside the 30, takes an Ames roll all the way down near the 20. That's where the Dowling offense will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling leads it 48-14 over the Ames Little Cyclones. The final night of the regular season. The winner of this game goes to the postseason. Ankeny Centennial, the district champ. No matter if they win or lose tonight at home against Sioux City West. But right now the Dowling offense on the field. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline, and that's where John Chido's been tonight. John?
Yeah, Mark, you know, it's starting to get a little sloppy out here with the penalties, and as you saw, the late hit out of bounds, and hopefully we can clean that up and keep playing and see a lot of new guys get in there and get some good reps. I also got an update. Urbandale last time was up 14-0 over Ankeny.
Okay, and that's a big matchup because the winner of that game will move to the playoffs. If Urbandale wins, they're the district champ, and word has it that Dowling will be playing at Urbandale next Friday because Dowling will be the 5 seed in the they seed them now, and Dowling will be the 5 seed, and they could play at 4 seed Urbandale next Friday. We'll keep you posted. And out of the Dowling with the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line due to the penalty, Dave.
Yes, there was a penalty. I couldn't. Well, there's another flag, Mark. I tell you, as John said, there's starting a lot of penalties starting to be called here, and not the good kind necessarily.
I think this is going to be against Ames. We'll see what this is about. Or as Zach Prey is in at quarterback, we'll get the officials' call here.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 75 on the defense. That 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
That'll be on Keem Mosley, number 75 for Ames, a junior defensive end, one of their starters who's whistled for the penalty, and that'll give the Maroons an automatic first down because it'll move the ball across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Dave?
Well, I saw that same player get into it with one of the Dowling kids, and when the Dowling kids grabbed his buddy and pulled him off the field, Ames coaches took the Ames player off the field now, which they should.
All right, Zach Prey, 6'1 junior and a quarterback, number 14, and he hands it off and right up the gut. It was a Dowling running back. And up to the 34-yard line. And Chase Hausholt, the 5'7 sophomore in at tailback for the Maroons, wearing number 29.
Nice line surge by the Dowling Maroons in there. And it looks to me, Mark, like the starting line is still in there with the second string backfield, which is usually the pattern that coaches will do.
All right, Grant Jameson split out wide to the right or to the top of your screen if you're watching on the webcast. 2 receivers to the left. And a handoff left side, and turning the corner and moving upfield is Tegan Johnson. And or is that Hausschultz? No, it's Tegan Johnson, number 31. And he gets it across the 40 up to about the 41-yard line. Near a first down, will bring up 3rd and short. And they'll spot it just outside the 40-yard line, a gain of 6 by Tegan Johnson.
Yeah, he showed some speed. We've seen him run very well up at over at Council Bluffs, Mark.
Yes,
if you recall, both those sophomore running backs really did a great job.
All right, in the backfield at fullback for Dowling Catholic, Josh Passketch. And the quarterback is Prey, Zach, long count. And the give is to the tailback. And that's Hausschultz back in there. And he's got the first down across the 41 up to the 42-yard line for a gain of 2.
Tried to get inside, couldn't find the hole there, and there really wasn't one. So he popped it outside and picked up what he could. And what he could is enough for a first down, Mark.
Yep. Dowling leads at 48-14, 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter from Valley Stadium on senior night. Dowling Catholic recognizing 35 senior football players and their parents before the game. And now a handoff on a first down play from their own 42, and the give is it Hausschultz still in there, or is it Johnson? They've been rotating their tailbacks as they will the rest of the game, and it's Tegan Johnson with the carry there, Dave.
And in at fullback is Josh Passketch, and he did a nice job. That's the power play. Did a nice job kicking out the end. And ball carrier went right behind him again. And a nice, 4 or 5 yard pickup.
Yeah, we're going to give him 7 on the play because I got up to the 49. Passketch relieving Levi Hummel, who's been playing that fullback spot. And now 2nd and 6 for the Maroons. Back to throw Prey, fires left side, and he led his receiver a little too far. The pass is incomplete. The intended receiver that time for Dowling, number 39, Grant Jameson, the 6-foot senior. And that'll stop the clock with 1:50 remaining in the third quarter and will bring up 3rd and 4 for Dowling.
Well, it looked to me like Jameson stopped, and Prey thought he was going to continue going on the break. And miscommunication, the ball fell incomplete.
All right, pistol formation as the Maroons have 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. And the Maroons bring in quarterback Zach Waters, and he gives it to the tailback, and running with it is Tegan Johnson, and he picks up the first down. He gets inside the 50 and inside the 45 of Ames. Finally wrestled down at the 44 of the Little Cyclones.
He's got some quickness, doesn't he, Mark?
Yes, he does.
He really gets where he's going.
You know, that's
quickly.
a guy that looks like he shot out of a cannon.
Yeah,
Just
he
boom,
does.
And he's there.
He is. That first step is so quick.
7-yard run for the Dowling sophomore Tegan Johnson.
Got a holding on
But this
Dowling.
is coming back.
Another holding.
Yeah, that's frustrating at times when you offense did what they were supposed to do, but somebody held on the offensive line, and it'll all come back, so they'll have to regroup. I want to thank Northwest Bank, Board and Arrows for supporting our broadcast of Dowling Catholic Football and Iowa Catholic Radio. Our thanks to our good friend Steve DeVenny at Raymond James. And, of course, Southside Restaurant also is Tumia & Sons. I want to thank Mario Tumia and all the gang down at Tumia & Sons. They may be listening in tonight, I think. Skeffington's Formal Wear, and, of course, Lichtag Family Dentistry, our supporters. Dowling moved back to their own 40-yard line, and now under duress, the Dowling quarterback going to be sacked inside the 20, and that is Zach Prey back in there. He and Zach Waters were rotating, and Prey on the sack back at the 20-yard line, a loss of 20.
Well, it looked to me, Mark, like they were trying to set up that screen pass to the left side, and the lineman really probably didn't hold their man for one count, and there was Prey was under a huge rush. He had no time to find his target at all.
Now, Dave, it's 4th and 33. What do you have in your playbook from years ago that would work here besides a punt?
Punt the ball far. Ames is going to have good field position. They got too deep to return this punt.
All right, the Maroons get the punt away. And that's Riley Schmidt getting it away, and it's fielded by Ames at the 45 of the Little Cyclones, and hit and dropped immediately is the punt returner for Little Cyclones. He had nowhere to go as Dang Kodak on coverage for Dowling Catholic. And Kodak got down there and really corralled, and I think it was Iams on the return.
Yeah, he did. Kodak did a nice job holding on to his ankle and making the tackle, and a couple other Maroons came in to help him out.
All right, 47 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling leading 48-14. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. And John Chido, what do you have?
Well, we're getting to see these sophomore running backs, which is the future of Dowling program. And I also had an opportunity to watch them last night. And, the sophomores put up 81 points last night in their ball game.
Unbelievable. Yes, we should mention that. Dowling sophomores winning 81-41 last night up in Ames, and Dowling freshmen winning 37-0, despite the chain gang down over at the Dowling field last night. And I say that facetiously because my partner was part of that, Dave Marcouli, as Ames completes a pass down on the Maroon 35.
Well, we shut them out, didn't we? That's the result of the chain game.
I saw a couple credible guys down there, but, Ted Nahas did a great job doing down and distance last night during the game. But I saw you out there, and Tom Wilson, I just couldn't believe it.
Well,
back to throw is Ames. They fire into the end zone. He overthrows. Intended receiver does Joe Evans, incomplete. He took a lick that time as he unloaded it, Dave. And the Dowling defender, is that see what I'm talking about? I think that was either Kromkowski or Stacy that leveled him. So Evans was under duress.
Yeah, Evans, the previous play, really threw a nice ball to his receiver for a first down.
All right, 2nd and 10 Ames from the Dowling 35-yard line. Maroons lead at 48-14. Final 20 seconds of the third quarter. And now a little bubble screen to the left side of the formation that's caught. And with that is Tyler Doyle. Doyle inside the 20, and he's near a first down. He does have the first down, out of bounds at the 19 of Dowling.
And making the tackle on that play, Michael Ortega getting over there. Michael showing some speed and quickness from his defensive line position.
So Doyle with the first down after the catch. Picks up 16 yards. Back to throw Evans. Does he want to run? He spins out of a tackle, still on his feet, expecting pressure, and now Evans goes down right at the line of scrimmage for no gain, and that'll be the final play of the third quarter. So we've come to the end of 3 quarters of play here at Valley Stadium. It's senior night for Dowling Catholic, and the Maroons lead at 48-14. Back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute, along with Dave Marcouli and John Chido. Mark Embadale from Valley Stadium. Dowling leading at 48-14. We go to the fourth quarter in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
I opened the Hearing Clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience. If you have trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation, what are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Underway here in the fourth quarter. Dowling leading 48-14. Ames with the football. They have a 2nd and 10 from the Dowling 19-yard line. The quarterback remains Joe Evans. Quarterback draw by Evans and gets around a blocker and dives inside the 15, and he's going to be stacked up right about the 12-yard line. So he'll pick up 7 yards, Dave, and he'll bring up 2nd down and 3 for Ames.
Ryan Adams for Dowling Catholic coming up from the secondary position to make the tackle. And Evans is going, I didn't know if he was going out of the game or going over. He ran clear over to get a play.
Yes, he did. And it's 3rd down, I should say. It's 3rd and 3, Ames, at the Dowling 12. So he just went over to get, his head coach is Bruce Furtinen. And Bruce, in his 17th year at Ames, went over to get a play. Now he fires in the end zone, pass caught, and touchdown Ames. Into the end zone. They went that quick slant, quick post route from the right side of the formation. And the touchdown catch made by the Ames Little Cyclones. And that's Shahidi on the reception.
And Dowling interior of their defensive line showed nice penetration there. Zach Stacy getting in the backfield, putting pressure on Evans to throw that ball. Evans put it right where it needed to be. Nicely executed play by the Ames Cyclones.
So quarterback Joe Evans has thrown for 2 touchdowns and rushed for the other Ames touchdowns, 48-20. Dowling with 11:15 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Now the extra point by Hosea Ingleton, and the extra point is up and good. 48-21 our score. Dowling with the lead with 11 minutes and 16 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Back in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Ladies, it's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives.
With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family.
Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Going 5 plays, 56 yards as Shahidi on a 12-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Joe Evans. 48-21 is our score. Dowling with the lead. Kickoff by Ames. And goes in the end zone. Dowling will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline, and that is where John Chido is at. John?
Well, Mark and Dave, I have a chance to catch up with Zach Ross here down the sideline. Zach, you know, it's your senior night. I know you're unable to play. I just want to ask you how your recovery is going and in your role as a leader here to this Dowling team.
Well, my recovery's going well. 3 months ahead, I'm already squatting about 250. I'm working on the ladder and just going. It's going really well. And my leadership, go out here. I call it signals for the O-line at practice. I help work on technique and just footwork, and you know, it's been fun kind of coaching and kind of seeing a different perspective on coaching to playing, and it's just fun.
Well, Zach, you know, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. You know, 2 state titles. You have a bright future ahead of you at Iowa State, and we just want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, great interview, John Chido, with Dowling Catholic senior who has been out for the whole season, and that being Zach Ross, as ACL injury that got him early, and then it seemed like it just trickled down with a few others, Dave. And a good interview that time is Tegan Johnson on the ball carrier for Dowling. They took over from their own 20-yard line, and they have a first down now.
Yeah, Zach Ross is one big, strong man, and Iowa State's going to like that kid. I guess when he lifts in the weight room, a lot of guys stop and watch.
Yeah. And he's putting those numbers up on a rehab knee.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of healthy guys that can't do that, including me.
No.
On decent knees. Oh, my goodness.
That's very impressive.
We want to wish Zach and his family well. They're good people. They're going to go up to Iowa State, and Zach will probably rehab, and he'll have a tremendous career. We'll look forward to following him there. Well, Dowling,
who knows? He could end up being a quarterback up at Iowa State the way they can run things.
Never thought of that. Yeah, that seems to be the tradition there they've started. All right, 2nd down 10, Dowling. Let's get back to action. 3 receivers left. One to the right, and the handoff goes to, I think it's Tegan, or no, actually, that is Chase Hauschild, and he could go inside the 30, inside the 20, and he's finally tripped up on the 20-yard line. But a nice run by Hauschild, Dave. He got in the secondary of Ames, and he was finally run down, the 5'7" sophomore for the Maroons.
Well, there are 3 or 4 good blocks on that, but the one big block was that I saw was Spencer Smith at tight end. Did a nice job locking onto his man, and Dowling just picked up first down way downfield. Nice run.
48-yard run, first down Dowling at the 20-yard line. The give is to Tegan Johnson, who's in there now, spelling Hauschild. And the quarterback was Zach Waters, but now checking back in will be Zach Prey at quarterback, number 14. And Maroons just keep interchanging quarterbacks and backs, keeping everybody fresh.
Yeah,
Bring up 2nd and 8.
This is going to be challenging for us, Mark.
Always is.
Trying to figure out all these numbers, and it's so hard to see them anyway.
The quarterback is Zach Prey, the 6'1", 175-pound junior for Dowling. Prey wearing number 14. He's got 3 receivers to the right of the formation, 1 to the left. Out of the shotgun, Prey. Here's the snap, and he's going to follow Chase Hauschild to the left. Puts his head down and runs a stretch play for the Maroons from the quarterback spot down to about the 17-yard line for pick up about 1.
Dowling starting line, and they're trying to get their outside left shoulder reach blocks. And Prey just followed and picked a hole and picked up what he could.
All right, the Maroons bring in Malik McGregor, number 33. We've called his name at linebacker. He's going to be the fullback here, Dave, as the Maroons have 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Quarterback is Zach Waters. Zach out of the shotgun, back to throw, looking left, looking in the end zone. Got a man open. Did he get it to him? And it is incomplete off the back end of the end zone. Tegan Johnson was the intended receiver, and he lined up as a receiver all by himself, Dave. He had single coverage.
Yeah, Ames cornerback did a nice job covering him on that play. Ball was overthrown, but nevertheless, it was a nicely thrown ball. Dowling's going to attempt a field goal here, Mark. Looks like about a 34-yarder.
Yeah, 34-yard field goal by the Maroons. Dowling leading 48-21. 4th and 6 now for the Maroons. Line of scrimmage, the Ames 17. The ball is down. Clark puts it down. The kick is no good. It's low and might have been partially blocked in there as the Maroons come up empty on that last possession. So the field goal no good, and Ames will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 8 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoullier, and John Chida. We want to thank our supporters. They include fine folks at Bose and the Floors. They sponsor our Red Zone, Ashworth Vision, along with construction professionals and dental associates. And John Chido, you're going to be handling the post-game interviews tonight from the field on senior night. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's going to, we got to start thinking about who we're going to get. Being senior night, hopefully a couple of seniors.
Yeah, and the pass incomplete right in front of us. Will Craft let it go right through his hands from quarterback Evans. But, John, you and Dave Marcoullier, any nominee? You already got one of them. Zach Ross, you already interviewed, Johnny.
Well, the Ross family's just a great family. And I watched, Zach grow up playing baseball and football. And it's amazing how much time flies as these kids are now seniors getting ready to go on and move on to the next step.
It certainly is. Well, we'll come up with something here on the post-game show. We want to invite our listeners and viewers to stay tuned. Post-game show here on Iowa Catholic Radio on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We'll be on right after the game as Ames with a pass and catch up to about the 38-yard or 28-yard line, Dave. So it'll bring up 3rd and 2 for Little Cyclones.
Yeah, and the play before that, Ames blew a touchdown, Mark.
Oh,
that ball was right in his
yeah.
hands. He was behind 2 Dowling defenders. And
all right, Evans with it, fakes the throw, and he's going to run for a first down and more across the 40 and up to the 47-yard line. A pickup of 19 yards for Ames quarterback Joe Evans.
Boy, again, he goes right up the middle of the Dowling defense there and picks up a first down.
He picked up 18 yards, and
nice
wouldn't
run.
say it's a quarterback draw, but he looks downfield. If he didn't see anybody open, he's just going to keep it.
Right, he goes quickly.
Back to throw Evans. Ames quarterback looks to downfield. The pass is caught right over the middle, and that's Colton Iams with the reception.
Nicely thrown ball by Evans. He's a great quarterback, Mark, and he's doing a nice job moving this Ames offense down the field.
First down Ames at the Dowling 33-yard line. 20-yard reception that time by Iams. Back to throw Evans. And he's going to throw it downfield. The pass is overthrown, tipped, and nearly intercepted by Dowling. Intended receiver was Iams again, but he tipped it and nearly deflected into the Dowling secondary.
And that was Ashton Brown, a junior defensive back, 5'8", 135 pounds, who almost intercepted that ball, Mark.
All All right, 2nd and 10, Ames. 7 minutes, 7 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. Dowling 48, Ames 21 here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network as we simulcast tonight. Now Evans back to throw, quarterback draw inside the 30. He's going to keep it inside the 25 of Dowling, gets outside the boundary, and finally wrestled down after he picked up a first down at the Maroon 20, a gain of 13 for the Ames quarterback.
Ashton Brown over there on the tackle, along with Nick Bordenero.
So Joe Evans piling up the yardage, and be curious to see at the end of the ball game when our Dowling stats get over here. He's got some yardage of his own on the ground and in the air. 1st and 10 Ames from the 19 of Dowling. Back to throw. Evans fires in the end zone. The pass is caught. Touchdown. Touchdown Ames Little Cyclones. Nice ball thrown that time by Evans. And that was Crackle. Number 2, the junior wide receiver, with the catch from 19 yards out.
And he's a big receiver. He's 6'3", 195 pounds, and he was one-on-one coverage over there. Free safety cheated over to help out, but he ran a flag pattern to the outside, and the safety cannot get there on that. So it was one-on-one with the cornerback, nicely thrown ball. Touchdown Ames.
So 19 yards on the touchdown pass from quarterback Joe Evans to Will Craffle. The extra point is good. 48-28 is our score. Dowling with the lead. 6:51 remaining, fourth quarter. Back in 1 minute here in Iowa
Okay,
Catholic.
ladies, it's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives.
With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family.
Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
In Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Impala, Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs, Sonic and Spark LSs, new Chevy Spark, Power Punch, 11,980, new 18 Equinox, Power Punch, $224 per month. It's Truck Month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2 and 3 bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing plans.
Side kick, and it's recovered by Ames. Craffle got it right in front of the Dowling bench. They're going to spot him out of bounds at midfield.
Oh, just short, Mark. It did not go 10 yards.
It did not, as the officials now were huddling up right in front of the Dowling.
1 yard short.
And it'll be Dowling football at the Ames 49.
Oh, the Ames coaches are not going to like this, but
oh
I thought it was a bit short, too. I don't know if John could see it better. I'm not sure where John is.
All right, Dowling leading 48-28 with 6:49 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And onside kick by Ames there, John Chido.
Yeah, that was awful close, and it was kicked towards the sideline. I mean, it could have gone either way there, Mark and Dave. I mean, it was really that close.
Craffle picked it up right in front of the Dowling bench, and officials ruled it didn't go 10 yards.
Well, the front man for Dowling, I was watching, instead of going after the ball and getting it on the hop, he just backed up and let it go. And you don't want to do that when the ball's going straight down the field.
All right, another teaching and coaching moment there for the film study this week. And on first down, Dowling with the ball, and the give is to the tailback and running near side, and finally wrestled out of bounds is Chase Hauschild on the carry for Dowling. And he goes from the Ames 49 down to Little Cyclone 33-yard line, a 13-yard run, and a first down.
And Dowling still has their starting line in there. If people are wondering why, I'm sure it's because of all the injuries. They want this group to work together and mesh together because they may have to go into the playoffs with this line with 2 or 3 injuries.
Yep, Colin Cook now in motion. The give is right up the middle for Dowling. Tegan Johnson on the carry, gets inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line of Ames. He'll pick up 7 yards.
So to continue that, Mark, they want to get them as many reps as they can because they need them as a unit. This group, these 5 kids have not played together all year long.
That's a good point, Dave. You just hope you don't get anybody else injured during that time. 3 receivers left, one to the right, or the tight end on the right side. Dowling with a 2nd and 4 from the Ames 26. Read option, the handoff, Prey, and he gives it to his tailback, and running through and shooting through there is Chase Hauschild. Touchdown. Touchdown Maroons from 26 yards out. Nice job by Prey on that mesh read option, and Hauschild going in for the score, the 5'7" junior for Dowling Catholic.
That's the same play they ran earlier, Mark, for a big gain. I'm not sure how many yards they got previously, but Spencer Smith, once again, kicking out his man, and the ball carrier going right up behind that huge hole inside.
All right, extra point now by Dowling Catholic. Into hold is starting quarterback Blake Clark, who we haven't seen in a while, threw 5 touchdown passes in the first half.
One player short, had to wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's plenty of time.
That'll cause a ball to get blocked. And Schmidt in for the extra point. And it's up, and it is good. Riley Schmidt on senior night. The senior kicker puts it through. And Dowling now leading 55-28 with 6:03 remaining here in the fourth quarter over the Ames Little Cyclones. Back in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Back to Valley Stadium. Here's a kickoff by Dowling, fielded by Ames, and out of bounds on the catch that went out of the hands of the kickoff returner, and that was Ames. Colton Ames fielded the ball, but he fumbled it out of bounds. It'll be first down Ames from their own 21-yard line, and 55-28 is our score. Dowling with the lead over Ames. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. John Chido is there. John?
That was a nice run by Chase Hauschild to get in the end zone there over the right side of the Dowling offensive line, which is doing a fantastic job creating holes. Now our defense needs to step up and make a stop here.
Yeah, that's what's been interesting. Both teams' defense here in this fourth quarter have gave up big runs. Now Evans back to throw for Ames from his own 21-yard line, fires the ball out in the face, is picked off in the secondary by Dowling and running down the far sideline and finally out of bounds. And a penalty flag down over there, and I believe that was Austin. Let's see who that is. Is that Knobloch?
19.
Yeah, Austin Knobloch.
And plus, we're going to get a late hit out of bounds.
So how about that on senior night? Austin Knobloch with on a senior picking it off for Dowling Catholic. Not quite a pick six, Dave. He's out of bounds at about the 15. They're going to tack on some more. We'll get the call from the referee here.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Number 7 on defense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Half the distance to the goal.
Referee's mic is breaking up. It'll be half the distance to the goal. Dowling will start goal to goal, first and goal at the 9-yard line of Ames, Dave. Great field position.
Nice defense by the secondary of Dowling Catholic. Very nice play by Austin Knobloch.
All right, Zach Waters in at quarterback. They'll work out of the pistol formation were the Maroons. Dowling going left to right here on senior night towards the south end zone. And the give is to the tailback, and he runs right into a wall of blockers. And that's Tegan Johnson. A penalty flag down late on this one. No gain in the play, maybe a yard.
That might be a procedure against Dowling, Mark.
So the officials will get together. They put the ball down on the 8-yard line. So Johnson a gain of 1, and let's see what happens here.
Looked like Dowling was moving a little bit early there on the line.
We'll get the call from the referee.
Foul Face mask. Defense, number 50, half the distance to the goal. First down.
That'll be
We'll take
Neil
that.
Snyder, number 50, a junior defensive lineman, guilty of the face mask, and it'll be first and goal from the 4-yard line for Dowling Catholic after the penalty by Ames. The Maroons now snap the ball. They give it to a tailback, and trying to get out of the grasp of the Ames defenders, Chase Hauschilt, and Hauschilt goes down right at the line, right at the back at the 8-yard line. He'll lose 4 there, Dave.
He tried to use the stiff arm to get rid of the Ames defender, but unfortunately, that defender weighs about 250 pounds. Mark, he's a big boy.
Not going to work. All right, second and goal, Dowling on the 8-yard line. The Maroons have been interchanging backs and receivers. This time it's quarterback Zach Waters, and he'll keep the football, follow his tailback, and he'll get inside the 5. Let's see if they put him down at the 4 for a gain of 4.
You know, he was Jamison trying to get a block there, but they Prey, is it Prey at quarterback now?
Oh, it was Zach Waters, and now Prey is back in.
Yeah.
So Zach Prey in. Also in there at tailback will be Chase Hauschilt, number 29. And Maroons will work out of the pistol formation. 2 receivers left. And Prey at quarterback. Zach Prey, the junior quarterback, and he'll take the snap. He'll run the stretch play from the quarterback spot. Turns it upfield just inside the left hash, and he's driven down at the 3-yard line, gain of 1.
Well, Dowling really loaded up on the left side. They split 2 receivers to the left, plus the tight end to the left. They only had the guard and tackle to the right on that. Brings up 4th and 3, Mark.
Oh, 4th and goal.
4th and goal.
4th and goal on the 3. There you go. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Dowling 55, Ames 28. Valley Stadium on a beautiful night. I know we have weather moving in tonight and tomorrow. We have showers and thunderstorms, but a beautiful night here for those watching outside the Des Moines area. And the handoff
There
right
it
up the
goes.
gut. Touchdown, Dowling. Tegan Johnson from 3 yards out. He zigged and zagged right behind his offensive line, Dave. And right over center he goes. Touchdown, Tegan Johnson.
And you know, Mark, that's the second offensive line in there this series doing that blocking. Great job blocking inside by the Dowling offensive unit.
So 4:14 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Dowling tacks on another score. And the Maroons now will bring in their Andrew Feltz in to attempt the extra point, number 37. Ball is down. The kick is high enough, and it is no good. So the score remains Dowling 61 and Ames 28. Timeout on the field. We'll take one ourselves here in the 4th quarter. Dowling leading 61-28 over Ames on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
When people visit the Lodge of Ashworth, they fall in love with our grounds. They're impressed with our dining room, but it is our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites that attract the most attention. With bay windows, full kitchens, large walk-in closets, and modern appliances, the Lodge feels like home. We have suites move-in ready, or we will help you customize. Create a home office, media room, or bedroom for visiting friends or family. Call us today for a private tour and ask about our flexible pricing plans.
Community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a
By Dowling Catholic, fielded by Ames. They're getting across the 20, and the return man for Ames is finally brought down. Tynan Shahidi right around the 20-yard line. Well, that last Dowling drive went 5 plays, 9 yards. And John Chido, that was set up by the interception by Dowling's Austin Noblock that returned the ball to the Ames 21, and then a penalty after the play. But Noblock set that up for the Maroons.
Yes, he did, Mark. And I just want to mention the offensive line that was in there on that drive. You had number 64, Ben Means, number 66, Tom Nolan, number 60, Matt English, and he also had number 87, Jack Root, on that offensive line.
All right, good job out of Mr. John Chido. Dave, I think he's taking your spot on that. Is that right?
Well, that's fine. I'm trying when we try and watch the play and everything. Thank you, John.
That's right. All right, Ames on first down, and Little Cyclones from their own 24-yard line. And carrying the football is, say it was Smith on the carry. And it was Taj Smith on the carry, so it'll bring up second down, 2nd and 7 for the Little Cyclones. Line of scrimmage is the 27-yard line after a gain of 3. Back to throw.
Evans is not in, Mark.
And they got a brand new quarterback, and that is Cooper Downs, the sophomore. 6-foot sophomore. His dad, Vance, the head basketball coach, boys basketball coach at Ames. And Cooper with an incomplete pass. Bring up 3rd and 6 for Little Cyclones at their own 28-yard line, we'll call it. Downs with 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. And the ball is now fumbled on the snap out of the shotgun. Cooper picks it up, and Downs is going down. Back at the 25-yard line. He'll lose 3. A sack on the play by Dowling, Dave.
And that was
Nick Leon. Oh, my goodness. His dad, Tom, right in front of us. And look at this cheering section.
Well, I thought I heard.
Oh, my goodness. Tom Leon has got to be jumping up and down. Great job, Mr. Leon.
Nick's a big boy, 6'1", 250, senior defensive lineman. Nice play, Nick.
Yes, indeed. 2:40 remaining. 61-28, Dowling with the lead here in the fourth quarter. Ames will back in punt formation. Hosea Ingleton stands at his own 12-yard line, receives a snap. The ball is nearly blocked. It was partially blocked. It's picked up by Dowling, and that's Michael Rodriguez with it, and he'll down it right at the 35-yard line. Look at those players and coaches go bananas.
That's because Nick Leon blocked it right up the middle. Holy cow, Nick just overpowered his blockers. And again, 250 pounds going straight up the middle.
Hey,
the crowd is going nuts.
He will not forget senior night on week 9. I see him down there in front of the Dowling bench. Great job.
He's raising both arms to the crowd. He's loving it.
Hey, John Chido, that is a great moment there.
It's still going on down here, Mark.
I see that. Don't get caught up in it, John. You don't have any shoulder pads on.
What a great job out of him. Nice supporting cast from the Dowling.
Yeah, no question, John. Appreciate that. First down, Dowling. They'll take over at the Ames 35-yard line. Following the block punt by Leon and the return by Rodriguez, the Maroons take over from the Ames 35, and they run it right up the middle for a short gain down to the 32-yard line.
There's one of my votes for post-game interview.
Oh, there you go.
Leon,
all right,
senior, getting in a big night.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have time to get all 35 on. That'd be the ideal.
Yeah.
That'd be the ideal moment.
That would be nice.
And John Chido did a tremendous job getting Zach Ross on for Dowling Catholic earlier, out for the year with the ACL, but has been part of 2 state titles. And now Dowling Catholic keeps the football, and the quarterback that time is Waters. Zach keeps the football, and he'll run near side and out of bounds about the 27-yard line, gain of 5.
He's trying to, Waters was trying to follow the block of Jack Rude and couldn't quite get it done, but nice effort.
All right, third down for Dowling, 3rd and 3, a minute and 39 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling with the lead, 61-28 here on senior night. We'll have interviews on the field following the game with head coach Tom Wilson and a few Dowling players. And the give is to the tailback for the Maroons, and that is Chase Hauschilt with the carry. A couple sophomores in there, Tegan Johnson and Hauschilt. That'll be an interchange at tailback. And Hauschilt with the carry down to the 26-yard line, gain of 1.
Nice job by the interior of the line picking up what they can. And, again, Ames has some real good size on that defensive line, and this offensive group is doing a good job moving them.
All right, 4th down and 1 now for the Maroons. 65 seconds remaining. And quarterback Waters keeps the football, and he's got the first down inside the 20, and he's finally tripped up inside the 15. They say he went down at the 13-yard line, and he picked up 13 yards. And Waters, a Dowling first down.
Yeah, that Ames cornerback did a really nice job flowing to the ball. He's very fast. Otherwise, Waters would have been in the end zone because no one else was in front of him.
All right, the Maroons now in the Bozeman red zone here with 50 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Quarterback is Zach Prey. Prey, the give to the Hauschilt, and Chase down back at the 14-yard line, so he'll lose a yard, and that might do it. I don't know if Dowling will snap the ball. Have to snap it one more time after this. with 30 seconds remaining. I think the Maroons will probably take a knee here.
Yeah, great job by the Dowling offense, especially tonight. 16 seconds on the play clock, down to 12 now, Mark. 16 on the game clock.
All right, Waters, the give is to the tailback, Tegan Johnson, and he's stacked up right about the 10-yard line, and that'll do it. Game's going to end, and Dowling's going to win. 61-28. The Maroons move on to the playoffs next week, as they are the runner-up team in District 2 with a 61-28 win over the Ames Little Cyclones. Little Cyclones will close out their season with a record of 4-5. Dowling will move on with a record of 8-1 to the playoffs next Friday night at a site to be determined. We believe it'll be Urbandale, depending on what Urbandale did tonight. Congratulations to Tom Wilson and the Dowling Maroons with the win tonight over the Ames Little Cyclones. And Dave, a lot of points put on the board. 61 for Dowling, 28 for Ames. But senior night, and what a way to remember senior night. Some memories made on the field tonight here in the Valley.
Absolutely. Nick Leon will not forget this. In fact, I noticed the kids looked like they asked him to go first and congratulating the Ames Cyclones. So he's leading the line through there.
Awesome.
Along with Zach Ross.
Well, Blake Clark tonight, the Dowling senior, threw for 5 touchdown passes as the Maroons rolled to a 42-7 halftime lead. Maroons emptied the bench in the second half, and Ames battled back, and they cut it to one point. It was a 48-28 lead. Maroons led by 20. And then Chase Hauschilt and Tegan Johnson, a pair of touchdowns, as the Maroons win it 61-28. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoulé, John Chido will line up, get our halftime interviews. Let's take a look at the statistics before we have to give the the stat chart back to our coach, who's done a great job all year and feeding us all the stats for this year, Dave. We appreciate that. And the Maroons, what a night it was. And let's take a look at some of the individual. Well, first of all, total offense tonight. Both teams put it up there. Ames, 422 yards of total offense. Dowling Catholic, rather, with 680 yards of total offense. Yeah, passing. There you go, Dave. Passing for the Maroons, 256 yards for Dowling, 286 for Ames. And Dowling, 424 yards on the ground, 136 for the Ames Little Cyclones. All right, first downs tonight, Dowling with 32, Ames with 19. And quarterback Blake Clark, as we mentioned earlier, he was 11 of 13 passing, 256 yards and 5 touchdowns. Jason Murray tonight, 16 carries for 150 yards and a touchdown. Chase Hauschilt, 10 carries for 102 yards and a touchdown. Connor Jackman, 2 carries, 53 yards on the evening. And Tegan Johnson, 10 carries for 47 yards and a touchdown. Leading receiver for the Maroons, we didn't see him in the second half. That was Sam Mangoli, 3 catches, 18 yards and 2 touchdowns. John Schmidt, 4 catches, 73 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Charlie Johnson, 2 catches for 33 yards and a touchdown. Now for Ames, quarterback Joe Evans for the Little Cyclones was 17 of 32 passing, 1 interception with 285 yards and 3 touchdowns. And the Little Cyclones, we have Joe Evans, rather. Evans, 21 carries for 133 yards and a touchdown. So Joe Evans threw for 285 yards and rushed for 133. And the leading receiver for Ames was Tyler Doyle. Doyle, 4 catches for 123 yards and a touchdown. So that's a look at some of the numbers, Dave Marcoulé. Again, total offense for Dowling on the night, 680 yards, unheard of. Ames with 422.
You know, I'm just sitting here thinking, when's the last time we had 680 yards of total offense? And that's a bunch of yards, Mark. And that's without, if my figures and what you just read is correct, at halftime, we had 256 yards passing. We didn't complete one pass the second half.
That's true, because they were running the ball.
Right. We ran the ball the whole time and still racked up 680 total yards.
All right, the final score once again from Valley Stadium. Dowling 61, Ames 28, along with Dave Marcoulé. Mark Amadale will be back with our post-game show coming up here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. Please stay tuned here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
At Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs. New 18 Equinox, Power Trucks, $224 per month. 0% for 72 months on a huge selection of 17 Silverado and Colorados. It's Truck Month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Chevy
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history. This is Iowa.
Who believe in competition and good sportsmanship. Who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa. Why do I look for this?
Valley Stadium, final score, Dowling 61 and Ames 28. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoullier, and John Chido here at Valley Stadium on senior night. 35 Dowling seniors recognized. And Dave Marcoullier, I think they're all around John Chido right now on the sideline.
Yeah, they got a little treat for us, I think.
John Chido, take it away with the group.
Nick, you have a big crowd, big following here, but I just want to touch on that sack, right? And then come back with the block punt. What a finish to a ball game, huh?
Yeah. I mean, playing that game, it's pretty hard. You go up there, you go against people. It's a pretty hard game, but I just saw an opening and I capitalized on it.
Oh, you sure did. And tell us about your senior last home game of the season. What are you feeling right now?
Well, I mean, I played on this field for like 8 years. I've gone through like CFL, 4 years at Dowling. This field means a lot to me. I can't tell how many times I've won and lost on this field, and it just kind of feels like a blessing to be able to go to this school and be able to play at this level with all these good teammates.
Well, absolutely, and not only playing, you developed a lot of great relationships, as we can see, right?
Yeah, we practice every day. We go through a lot of stuff, and it's like starting in December when you have to wake up at 6 a.m., you build these kind of bonds with these people, and those bonds are pretty hard to break.
Oh, they sure are. Well, congratulations on a nice win. Good luck starting the playoffs next week.
Thank you.
All right, John Chido with Nick Leon, who blocked a punt, Dave. And what else was he involved with? He
bull rushed his man and made a nice sack in the backfield. He was all over the field.
All right, back down to John Chido. He's got more of the Dowling seniors tonight on senior night after the win.
Well, I have Matt Moore here. And, Matt, you broke your ankle earlier in the season, and you're able to come back on senior night of all nights. Tell us about that, and had to be very special to you.
Yeah, it was a lot of hard work. It's a tough process, but this was my goal, and it meant a lot to me to be able to come back for this game and hopefully carry it forward into the next games.
Well, I know they got you started off early with some nice runs, and I bet the nerves you're feeling a little bit, not knowing what to expect, and then once you got in, it kind of took over from there. The adrenaline just took over from there.
Yeah, that's right. I was nervous going in. It's been about 2 months since I really had any real action, but first 2 carries got the jitters away and just took it from there, like riding a bike.
So how long would the recovery process take again?
Well, I won't be 100% until after the season, but it took 6 weeks before I was cleared to do any running, and I've been running for about a week and a half now.
Well, fantastic. It's great to see you back, and good luck in the playoffs next week. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
All right, John Chido with Matt Moore, Dowling Senior, coming back after having 8 weeks off with a broken ankle. Dave?
You know, people ask me what I miss. What I miss most about Dowling is these kids, because watching those kids down there, handing with the microphone with their hands, and then they pull it back when their question isn't being answered, and these kids are so clever.
Yeah, they did a good job. They're impersonating John Chido. Why wouldn't they? All right, let's go down the field. Dowling a winner tonight, 61-28 over Ames, and John Chido now has the head football coach at Dowling, and that's Tom Wilson. Johnny?
Well, usually I'm more nervous talking to Coach Wilson, but I tell you, being in that mosh pit there, what a great group of kids and the support that they have. But, Coach, congratulations on a nice victory and a great season. Now you start the second step, which is the playoffs that would start next week.
Yeah, it was nice to wrap this one up. I mean, I thought it was very appropriate, getting Matt Moore in here and Nicky Leon. Matt has worked so hard to try to get back, and he had a lot of big dreams about this season, and they go down early, but he could have given up and didn't, and just kept working and kept working. So just really happy for him, and Nick Leon made a couple tackles and then gets a piece of that punt.
I opened the hearing clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience.
Great to have around, and so that's part of what makes all this special.
Yeah, that's the thing I noticed is not only the football aspect of it, but the lifelong relationships that you develop going through the Dowling system, and the support that you guys give these kids and the kids give each other. It's just really neat to see.
It's fun. I mean, it's part of why we do it. And if you'd have seen Nicky when he came in as a freshman, if I was a betting man, I would probably bet he wouldn't be here right now in terms of still being in the program. But he just kept working. Kept trying to get better, and a great attitude, and so that's what makes it fun. And then him doing something and everybody else getting excited, that's really kind of what sports is all about.
It sure is. You guys got off to a great start. The tempo was there, and it seems so long ago. Blake Clark threw, I think, 4 touchdown passes, and you guys ran a lot of different things, and Jason Murray got off a good start. Matt Moore in there in the action again. Charlie Johnson. I mean, there were so many people involved tonight. Sam Ngoli. It was a good night.
It was, they just they kept humming it at the end, and scored some points and things like that. And we kind of had we had Jackman in there making some nice runs and doing some good things. Then we put the sophomores in there, and they did a good job. But it's always kind of tough. We take our foot off the gas a little bit, and they don't. And the next thing you know, they're still slinging it around. But it is what it is, and we move on to next week, which is really the goal for us anyway.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great season, and good luck next week in the first round of playoffs.
All right, thank you.
All right, John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson after Dowling concludes its regular season with a win here tonight, 61-28 over Ames. Maroons close out the regular season with an 8-1 record. They finished second in District 2 behind Ankeny Centennial, so both Dowling and Ankeny Centennial, if the Jaguars won tonight over Sioux City Wish, which we anticipate will move on to the playoffs. The other matchup that we were looking at was Urbandale. Urbandale is now a district champ, so they will more than likely be the 4th seed. That means Dowling will face Urbandale if this all plays out, Dave, on next Friday at Urbandale, 7 o'clock kickoff. 6:30 will go on the air. Dowling at Urbandale as we know it now. Urbandale defeated Ankeny tonight 31-14. So those are some of the numbers we were kind of looking forward to tonight.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's Urbandale's 6th win in a row, and their quarterback is really, we've seen good quarterbacks all year long. Their quarterback, from what I understand, has really stepped it up and done a nice job, and we look forward to playing him next week, Mark.
You're talking about Llewellyn, and we saw him earlier in the year. We're going to see him again. All right, we're going to take our final break and be back with final comments from Valley Stadium. A successful night for the Maroons, 35 Dowling Catholic senior football players, along with the support staff of trainers, cheerleaders, managers. All were recognized tonight before the game, and a lot of them were on the field after the game with John Chido as he interviewed a couple of Dowling seniors, Nick Leon and Matt Moore. We'll take a break and come back with final thoughts. Again, the final, Dowling 61, Ames 28 from Valley Stadium. And we'll be back after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation? What are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we run it all.
Hey ladies, it's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives.
With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family.
Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Okay ladies, it's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms.
Valley Stadium, final score, Dowling defeats Ames 61-28, and Mark Amadil, Dave Marcoulier tried to get John Chido in, but he's still talking to people in the mosh pit down there. What an interview.
He's out of breath from walking up all these steps
he
to
took the
get up
elevator.
here.
Don't let him kid you, Dave. Hey, we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. This is our final broadcast as far as on the Central Iowa Sports Network. I want to thank Pete Tarpey and all the folks behind the scenes that do a great job. Jimmy Olson, Jennifer Phelps do a super job. And unfortunately, they can't televise the playoff games because that's how it's set up with the state. But we'll be broadcasting the games next week. It'll be Dowling, and we think it'll be Urbandale in the first round from Urbandale. But you can pick up the games on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and the CISN.TV. They will have the audio of our game. But tonight, Dave, we saw over 1,000 yards of total offense between Dowling and Ames. The Maroons had, fortunately, come out on the score, but they also had like 680 yards of total offense. It's simply amazing.
I don't know who keeps records for Dowling, but I would like to see when the last time that happened. I don't recall. And when you look at our total yards, 680 yards total offense, it's amazing. That's a bunch of yards.
35 seniors recognized tonight, Dowling Catholic football players. Blake Clark, 5 touchdown passes tonight to different receivers. What a career he's had. And if I look real quick, I think he finishes with nearly 20 touchdown passes on the season day with just 1 interception.
You know, Blake Clark, you can't say enough about him. He's just had a wonderful senior year. He's so composed from his very first pass. He looks no different on his last. I mean, the kid is just so relaxed. He does a great job reading his options. He puts the ball. I can remember very few poorly thrown balls by Blake Clark this year, and you can't say enough about him.
Did a super job, and we look forward to following him and the rest of the Dowling team in the playoffs, Dave, next week. It's the end of the regular season. Senior night's all done. Now it's the postseason, and that becomes a whole different animal, a whole different preparation. Now you're preparing one game at a time for that final game, and hopefully it is the championship game in Class 4A.
Yeah, and Dowling's got to get a couple kids back that have been injured and find out about Jesse Alger's situation. If he can't go, you got a couple guys in on the line, and that's why they left those starters in so long tonight, is so they could mesh and work together, and that'll be a critical part for the playoffs, is that offensive line.
Well, Dave, appreciate everything you do. It's hard to believe Week 9, the regular season is over, and we're going to start the playoffs next week. The season has went by so fast, as Coach Wilson talked to me about on the pregame show earlier tonight. I think it's went fast for the kids, especially those 35 seniors.
Yeah, absolutely. I said to my wife before I left that I can't believe This is the last game for most teams in this high school teams in the state of Iowa.
All right.
Unbelievable.
All right, Dave. We'll see you next Friday night. We think we'll be back at Urbandale.
Okay,
All
I'll be there.
Hey, we want that, and on that, that'll conclude tonight's broadcast here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. And you mentioned the stats provided by Pat Armstrong. He's one of the freshman football coaches, and he does a great job with that. Dallas Center Grime grad, and we appreciate everything Pat has done, not only at Dowling, but also helping us on Friday night. Athletic Director Tom Wilson, we want to thank him and all the staff at Dowling Catholic High School. Hall of Famer Mary Pick, Mike O'Connor, everybody behind the scenes. Tonight's studio producer was Jeff Piggott for Iowa Catholic Radio, and hey, Pete Tarpey, Jimmy Olson, and Jennifer Phelps behind the scenes here at Iowa, or for Central Iowa Sports Network. Great job out of them. Great working with them throughout the season. Now again, for my broadcast partners, Dave Marcoulier and John Scheidel, this is Mark Amadale thanking you for joining us. Don't forget, next Friday night we'll have high school football, Dowling, and probably Urbandale from Urbandale Stadium, Frericks Field. 6:30 our broadcast goes on the air for the pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Join us for that. Until next time, this is Mark Amadale for Dave Marcoulier, wishing everyone a safe and blessed week.
Truck Month at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Impala, Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs, Sonic and Spark LSs, new Chevy Spark, Power Punch, 11,980, new 18 Equinox, Power Punch, $224 per month. It's Truck Month in Waukee, Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Chevy Truck.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2 and 3 bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing plans.
They think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather's Specialty Pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community. You want to get